CRIMEZ.
I said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime.
Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rapists and thieves, so why should I be patient?
I said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime.
Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rapists and thieves, so why should I be patient? I feel like Babylon and Generation P8 with clear sense, uncommon, can you see straight? Freeze frames by the blocks in the deep state, deep fake DNA. I'm mobbing with the think tank. You on the block with the guards where the beats done. It makes it loud for a law, get your beat stung. Freeze frame, make it hard for bombers roll through. That hating energy get barbecue beef bump. You work a third every day to get the shame. Yeah, we got just like the murderers and rapists that you claim, that you climb. So we burn a little sage, then we raid in your spot.
Get down, nigga, get your motherfucking ass down. What that motherfucker doing? Fuck,
Said he
nigga.
pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime. Sleeping on the floor, crime, can't compete with your crime.
Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rapists and thieves, so why should I be patient?
I said he pull crime, pull crime, show crime, said he pull crime, show crime, show crime, said he pull crime, show crime, show crime, show crime, show crime, show crime, said he pull crime, show crime, show crime, show crime, and my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna get that occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah, and my nigga, I ain't lazy, but I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rapists and thieves, so why should I be patient?
Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters, who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thought Crimes. This is your girl Sincere, and I'm here with...
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Peace Solo, back in the building again. So we are here. Thank you guys for sliding back in here one more time, like the Charlie Brown dance. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. So, again, we're going to be talking about Zohran Mamdani, and we're also going to be jumping into some other subjects as well. You get what I'm saying? So let's get into it, Sam.
Yeah, also pray for us, guys. You know, hopefully we're trying. The buffering, I know, is an issue. We'll try to push through.
Only when we talk about real politics.
Yeah, things get tricky when you talk about BB.
If we keep y'all in the Kendrick and Drake matrix, then nothing. No problems, right, Sam?
No problems. Our channel has gotten into trouble before with speaking on Palestine. And, you already know how the system is rigged. You know, thankfully, so many Americans have stood up, and just people around the world. Also, shout out to South Africans. You know, people. I hope people haven't forgotten what the South Africans government had did, acknowledging one of the first group of people to acknowledge that there was a genocide going on in Gaza. And in the fourth quarter, they made a great and important political move that at first almost got them in trouble with the U.S. government. Just remember that. But a lot of Americans have stood up against the bloodthirsty regime that is currently in power of Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu has been atrocious. He has been very immature. The Biden administration is now trying to backpedal from their sins. Now that they're not in power and looking at this, they are seeing the mistakes that they made by coddling Netanyahu a bit too late. You should have done something when you was in power, when you was trying to be open-minded for a ceasefire, and he still kept bombing on hospitals and schools. I'm going to just, try to keep my cool here. All of the people, the everyday people, and the people who have notoriety, who have been doing the right thing, from Dua Lipa. She's been in the forefront, even sacrificing sponsorships, getting in trouble with Samsung by talking about Palestine and the people of Gaza. Of course, SZA has been pushing for the people of Palestine. Abel, The Weeknd, pushing for the people of Palestine. A lot of celebrities did. Susan Sarandon, she from her agency. Mark Lamont Hill, he's been very consistent. People forget he's the OG, one of the OG firing. Over 10 years ago, he got fired from CNN for speaking out in favor of the people of Gaza. Kyrie Irving has been constantly ridiculed because of his, and staying with that and sticking with that, I think we all can commend. But there are people who are part of the Palestinian movement who have been for a very long time pushing for the freedom of the people of Gaza, who are a bit irritated and felt Mamdani hasn't gone far enough, even though legally you can't arrest Netanyahu. Many of them are voicing their opinions on social media, saying there must be something you can do. Maybe, not providing him with the level of security detail, but that's going to be also a very difficult thing, because the person that's the head of the NYPD is a Zionist, and there are a lot of Zionists that are involved in that police department. On top of that, you also have another situation where, yes, Mamdani is trying to push for the federal government to do something, but everybody know that Trump isn't going to do anything. In fact, Trump went to Truth Social and said nobody's going to touch BB. Nobody's going to do anything to him, and he won't be arrested. So you already have that situation taking place where, the sitting president right now, he's saying that Benjamin Netanyahu can go to the state of New York and nothing will take place there. So you have that occurring. And I'm leaning towards the people who are saying that Mamdani can still do a little bit more, and let me tell you why. Y'all know I don't go for naysayers who are not doing just as much as Mamdani. If you're not doing just as much as Mamdani or more, then, people probably will criticize you and say, well, who are you to criticize him if you're not doing just as much? But there are people who have done just as much, if not more, and they feel that beyond pushing or saying that the Trump administration should arrest Netanyahu when we all know they won't. Some people are pushing for, Mamdani to look to see if there's anything legally he can do. Even if it's not an arrest, is there something that can be done to show in action beyond lip service to bring Benjamin Netanyahu to task? And I know it's easier said than done, but this is someone who has been already identified as an international criminal. Again, a shout out to the South Africans. People forget that South Africa was put as enemy number one for a while because they were one of the first groups of people to just stand out there and push for the people of Palestine, even at the expense of Israel looking at them sideways. And then also for a moment, the United States trying to think of any type of lie to start trouble with the South African government just because they stood up for the people of Palestine. And we already saw, of course, a lot of celebrities who at first got in trouble for standing up for the people of Palestine and Gaza as well. But because people kept doing the right thing, the movement continued to become stronger, and now you have a bunch of people who've been fired from their jobs, who've grown in strength and power and being recognized by not being cowards. So hopefully we can continue that energy. I'm gonna go to the super chats. Prince is going to go to the super chats. Then we're going to play what Mamdani said, which I agree with him, of calling Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal. And then we're going to further this discussion.
You do the super chats. I'm going to pull this information up real quick. Okay. Yeah, because I gotta pull this up.
All right. So if y'all can hear me, I'm going to do it while Prince looks for the video to play with Mamdani calling Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal. Again, try to stick with us. We're going to try to push through this stream and make sure it stays up. Lulu, we appreciate the super chat. Says for the content. We appreciate that. Thank you. Also, Love Wisdom is in the building. OG of Thought Crimes of the Think Tank. My good folks. Love Wisdom, you always have great energy. You, Granville, Steve Simmons, we appreciate you all. Going back to this discussion, though, I am going to show some of the point of views of the people who are criticizing Mamdani, who have a right because of how much work they put in. These are people who also have organizations and movements that are about freeing the Palestinian people and the people of Gaza. And then I'm also going to show the tweets and the people who feel that what Mamdani did was very ballsy and still had a lot of courage. And I want the audience to come to their own conclusion on this. A lot of people didn't like the fact that a Zionist was put in charge of the NYPD. But, they still have a very strong, lobbying power as well. You also saw with the ADL, they were very serious about someone who is a Zionist being in some form of power, a seat of power in New York City. And Prince, whenever you're ready, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into it. Also, I'm going to comment on some of this as well. And a beautiful opening, too, by the way. Shouts out to Duran Slow Asses in the chat, already trying to get started with tethers. I don't know who struggling campaign y'all working for, Thought crimes were not tethers. All right. All my family's here from Alabama. Same thing with Sin from the South. So I know there's some niggas out there that want to keep niggas in the Drake and Kendrick matrix, and they get angry. The only thing they can try to hurl with their free throw missing ass like Caitlin Clark is the word tether. So I'm going to make that very clear real quick. 2109, go tell you and your niggas that y'all be group texting. Hey, you gonna have to come with something better than tethers, nigga. That don't apply to us, all right? So with that being the case, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we did tell you guys it was going to be a smoking hot year for politics again. Like I tell you guys all the time, Liz Cheney promised you wonderful American citizens that the big bad orange man would not make it back into the White House. I told you guys that. Do not believe that woman right there. Trump will slide his ass into the White House because this is America, all right? Guns in my area, all right? And with that being the case, now that he's here, and of course, him and Netanyahu have a beautiful relationship. In fact, Trump pulls out the chair for the player when he comes here. Now, Zoran Mamdani has been talking that talk since he got up in office, right? And so he made a public issued statement concerning Netanyahu. And to Sin's point, yeah, there are some naysayers. There's some angry people. Of course, Israel has a grand lobbying culture in America, just to keep that clear.
I forgot, yeah. So, Randy Fine and the rest of them are saying that Mamdani now should be locked up.
Yeah, so of course that's going to happen. So he's definitely going to be catching a lot of smoke from this. But I actually understand the tactic that he's doing here with his platform as mayor of the Rotten Apple. He's going to be triggering the conversation. Basically, you all disrupting the algorithm. All right, something that Dame Dash is struggling to do right now. Zoran Mamdani has been able to do is disrupting the algorithm. So we're going to continue to talk about international affairs. You guys know when we keep it on the nigga politics and rap, we don't get no interruption in the streams. Anytime Sid and I start talking about politics on a grand global scales, all of a sudden, you niggas aren't supposed to read. So, you know, it is what it is, but we're going to play through this. I'm actually going to play this particular video evidence real quick.
Well, and also, while you're getting the video ready, to your point about aggressive disruptors in the chat.
Yes, love.
These people who are slow, who haven't read the Epstein files and how in the Epstein files, the two groups that were being targeted the most, outside of course of the children that were being trafficked,
right,
were conversations about black people and the people of Gaza. With Gaza, they feel that the state of Palestine shouldn't even exist.
A grand old doctrine.
And then with black people, they felt that black bodies should be experimented on. And
just be a stepping stone.
Jeffrey Epstein was calling black people low IQ and other foolish things. And then on top of that, people not connecting the dots, that a lot of the people who were in the Epstein files have been trying to disrupt the finances and business of black Americans.
Yes.
The reason why you have some people trying to be disruptive in the chat is because they don't know how to read. And if you did know how to read, you would understand that there are a lot of people who have been dissing black people and disrespectful to black Americans that were in those Epstein files. And some of them that still have power to this day. Right, and they've been going back to Kyrie Irving, who is a black American. He was being targeted by these people for speaking out, not only in favor of reparations, but he was being targeted because of his stance when it comes to the people of Gaza.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear. Now, Sin said they cannot connect the dots. If it was Kendrick and Drake, the niggas could connect the dots. All right? I want to make that clear. I know some of y'all are very possessive. There's some niggas that are possessive of our energy. They want us only to talk about Kendrick and Drake in the way that we talked about it. Shawty, like I tell y'all all the time, y'all don't run us. All right? So with that being the case, we're going to continue to do what we need to do. Some of you other people that only struggle to connect the dots with anything else outside of Kendrick and Drake, you can either sit back and listen or you can float your ass to another chat. You guys know what time it is. Let's go ahead and get it down and break down what Zoran Mamdani has said recently concerning Benjamin Netanyahu. He gave a statement yesterday. All right, so let's go.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people. He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children, as those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia, for the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers, denying newborns even the chance to live, for the countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid from reaching them, for the gunning down of hundreds of aid workers and journalists. And just last month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces, more than 8 months after the so-called ceasefire. The list goes on and on, all as we, as Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing. There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave they offend all of humanity. Anyone, with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience, should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law. As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC. My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large. While we cannot end the genocide on our own, we can decide whether our silence will become another weapon, and we can examine every tool we have to defend the humanity and dignity of all people. That is my commitment to you.
Have it, Mamdani, his statement. Dark Horse and other people who are skeptical of Mamdani, I have no problem with that because I think people shouldn't fall in love with politicians. They should continue to fight for things that are needed, like reparations and also ending the genocide in Gaza. I think people who fall in love with politicians is a dangerous thing because then it prevents you from looking at the weak spots or what can be improved. So I definitely don't have any issues, Dark Horse, with you talking about controlled opposition. That is something that people are worried about because of the whole George Soros connection, or, you know, even certain things pertaining to funders and different things like that. So you do have people who are just making sure that they are paying attention to everything when it comes to any and all of these politicians. Also, thank you to KJ Forever for the super chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and again, I'm going to be interested to see how all of this plays out. As you guys know, historically, what's been going on with Israel and Gaza, or basically Palestine, has been an international conflict. And at this point in time, Americans have been dragged into this particular international war that also, thank you so much, KJ. He says, I haven't been showing love. Thank you. Thank the think tank for holding down what I was trying to do before. Man, we appreciate you, player, man. Dang, we appreciate you, man. You must have got paid. Shouts out to you, right?
I saw the check, nigga.
All right.
Just got paid.
Yeah. It's Friday.
Wednesday. Well, it was
yeah,
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. So you got it. You got it, love. But yeah, so here's the thing about it. I'm going to be interested to see how all of this plays out. What he's looking to do, though, you know, is levy the pressure in the spaces that he can. And again, you guys got to understand, like, let's be real, you all. It's a groupthink culture, all right? And so people are going to float where they feel there's more comfortability at, where they're going to have the least disruption of life in their life. So with that being said, Kate, you know, we see the Democrat establishment, the DNC, and then, of course, the RNC establishment as well, pretty much already railing against Mamdani, and you even seeing some quote-unquote said independents are saying, well, I don't think it should have been done in this fashion.
What do you think about even Randy Fine, like
Right.
the disgusting things he's been saying? A lot of these people.
He's been disgusting though. Like I mean, what's new?
I know.
It's a foul mouth, fat fruit cake. All right. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm gonna be real with y'all. Most of the people,
foul mouth fruitcake.
yeah, like most of the people that are railing against Mamdani, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's going to be the usual suspects.
And again, we're not talking about the people who have been pro-Palestine,
Right?
Or for reparations, or people who like he may be controlled opposition. We talking about the vampires like Randy Fine, who like Prince said he's just been disgusting.
It's been disgusting.
He's just been a terrible human being.
He keeps getting bigger and bigger too.
He do get
you need
wider.
a budget cut. Your stomach needs a budget cut. Yeah. So again, look, I'm gonna be honest with you all. I feel very fine and comfortable today. I do have that particular privilege here in America, despite all of the cultural and racial atrocities that go on here, especially with Black Americans. We are in a bit of a privileged situation where, we're not dealing with hellfire from the skies. With that being the case, though, it's one of the reasons why your media is typically dried up. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not even a talking head culture anymore. It's just kind of, echo chamber, echo chamber, echo chamber, echo chamber. And like I stated before, most of the people in the political punditry space would have preferred to just keep it on anti-wokeism, dog whistling, racial dynamics. You already see Officer Tater Tots wobbling and hobbling his ass down to Mississippi to boost some traction for his brand concerning the Nolan Wales situation, right? And we already know, we've seen him in Israel, and it's been on record. He's had interviews with Netanyahu. It's been highlighted on record that he does get paid by Israel as well.
He claims that he does it for free, but he
don't do that for free.
He did make me laugh when because Netanyahu, he's going in the dumpster to try to find influencers, and
right.
Brandon was supposed to make him look good and try to make Israel not look racist or for genocide.
But he's slow.
And then Brandon was like,
"Yeah, they call me an N-word."
He said everything was almost fine, but I got spat on and called him for that.
You know why?
I was like, wow. It's like when I saw off the Brandon Tatum, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
They losing influence.
They got to go to cuckabugs.
They have. They
got to go to slow people.
Also, I do find it interesting though. Wemby did like a post pertaining to Mamdani calling BB a war criminal, and Wemby also has voiced his opinion in favor of the Palestinian people. I do wonder if they are going to try anything on him,
throttle his career
because of that. I don't know if they because so many people have been standing up that they kind of put a pause on that, and I don't know what they're up to trying to figure out, even
I think there's going to be some recalibration.
Okay, go ahead.
Because what's his name? What's his name that was in the White House with Barack Obama? Then he became mayor of New York. Not New York, Chicago. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Rahm Emanuel. There it goes for me. Rahm Emanuel recently, had an interview, and he said that, particularly for Gen Z Jewish individuals or Jewish descent Gen Zers, that Israel is vastly unpopular. I know they're going to point to, everybody that's the complexion of, Kyrie Irving, but even amongst, young Jewish Americans.
Jewish, Black, all the way to Ireland, South Africa. Yeah,
that's
everywhere.
very concerning for them because that's quote unquote the cultural bloodline.
Well, that's why
you know what I'm saying. So
he's even pivoted. He's trying to say Israel went too far as well, which everybody's like, huh?
Yeah,
because you've been very pro Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu, but people.
So has Tekashi. Rahm Emanuel's brother was over Tekashi.
We also have another super chat.
Thank you, love. Shouts out to OC. We appreciate you so much. All right. Says thank you, P Solo and Sin, for covering everything, not only just hip hop, politics. I'm hip hop baby. I am a hip hop baby. I guess it must have been a typo, but we appreciate you. 1972, but I have to pay attention to everything. TC explains it perfect for my ear to digest. Thank you. Or salute to TC. We appreciate you, OC.
Love you.
Yeah, again, like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not angry. I don't have any, again, like I'll tell you guys, a lot of times my voice just sounds like this. I don't have any tics about, today's stream, other than just tech issues. That probably is more annoying to me than anything else, because I hate to get conversations going. Then you got to restart the engine again. But anyway, with that being the case, no, I just wanted to get that out the way, because again, there are some people that they're in media and they're in group chats with each other. And because Sin and I will not dedicate our platform to just Kendrick and Drake, they have been popping up in the chat trying to find angles. One of the ones they keep struggling with is this thing about tethers. Sin and I are not tethers. All of our people are from America. And at that point in time, I said, y'all got to go back in y'all group chat and do something else. All right. So we're going to talk about what we want to talk about, like y'all allow the crackers to do. Okay. So with that being the case, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program. But no problem, OC. We know you've been riding shotgun with us for a minute.
And also, people continue to support Billion. He is
shouts out to Billion
fighting for an investigation to be done on what took place, because he felt there was cheating that took place pertaining to his district when
he had a lot of disruptions too.
A lot of disruptions. I remember this is a guy who has been pushing for the community for a very long time. He had to deal with gang members trying to shoot at him, and prominent people in the community backstabbing him and betraying him. But not only him, also Brandy Kane.
Yeah, shouts out to Brandy Kane, BK.
Yep. Make sure Brandy Kane and Billion,
Crenshaw community.
They're on X.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're on Instagram. Y'all make sure y'all follow them and show them some support.
We actually covered a lot of that too, because I did an interview with Billion, and it is uploaded, here. And one of the things that was interesting, he had random crash outs that allegedly looked like they were tied to the DNC. And they were coming in even threatening to kill Billion. One of the guys came back with a sword, came back with a samurai sword, and definitely looked like a kook. He had on jogging pants. He had his jogging pants, the leg of his pants on top of the socks with the flip-flops. He had an ate-up hairline. He didn't shave nothing down, and then he had a samurai sword on his back. And, he was all in Billion's face. I actually presented the evidence. I edited the video with the evidence in there. And, Billion Godson said, his life had been threatened multiple times, just like right now they're trying to get at BK Brandy Kane as well. And again, these are people that are tethered, no pun intended, to the Democrat Party. So again, you got to be careful, because as we know, black people kind of got to keep their head on a swivel in America on left and right.
No, you got to be careful of the Republicans and the Democrats. Yeah. And also, there are some things that we're working on quietly behind the scenes with reparations. When the right time it comes to share certain things, we will. But getting and going back to this with Benjamin Netanyahu, he has been atrocious. And people forget that there's certain regimes even outside of Israel that have been even controlling Black American voices, which is why it's very disturbing when you see fools come into the chat and try to simplify conversations, and like what Prince said, talk about the tether stuff, which the person probably a tether themselves.
I found that out too. Some of them like, bro, you are from St. Thomas. Like, what the hell are you talking about? St. Thomas versus Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia. Who you think gonna win?
And Trojan horses. But also, Prince is right. You do have a lot of scammers in the hip hop media conversation as well. And most of them are not regular people. They're industry people.
Yes.
So there are people from the industry who have been trying to manipulate the audience as if they're independent creators, but they want to be gatekeepers in this open source environment. And you have to be careful with them. They try to control narratives. And they also have made the hip hop space more
boring.
Not only boring, but there's more fighting on YouTube and stuff.
Yes.
If you notice, like before, and shout out to SETI, like people always had theories. They'll talk about any rapper. There are usually no issues there.
Right.
In the media space with talking about these individuals up until the proxy of 2024. And then after that, now all of a sudden, people are like being weirdos when people do breakdowns, whether it's in favor or not in favor of a particular rapper or rappers. It's loser mentality. And this is why, the drama from industry people can sometimes be a problem, because these people are used to the Tommy Mottolas and Clive Davis and Lucien Grange. And Lucien Grange, by the way, who was knighted in the UK. And he's also, I believe he was a Zionist himself. But, these people run the hip hop space and music with iron fist. In fact, there's a situation right now that we've been talking about for years, and I believe it connects to what we're talking about even with Benjamin Netanyahu, where now it's going to be very difficult for people who are musicians to push forward, not only because of AI, but we already talked about Live Nation, even with Tommy Dorfman and the conversation we had with him and Michael Rapino, and he's alleging that Michael Rapino and Live Nation, they move like a mafia and are a mafia. A lot of this stuff is interconnected because they're trying to push independence out. What do we mean like that about that? Farmers are being bought up. They don't want people to even have seeds where they can grow their own vegetables and fruits. They don't want people to own their own land. So you have eminent domain where they're like snatching up people's properties for AI data centers. And you also have a lot of people who they don't want to push for reparations as well. And so all of this stuff is interconnected, and you do have a lot of double agents and people who are trying to create chaos because they're playing, I guess Game of Thrones on some hip hop industry nonsense. But, like Prince said, we try our best to not to pay these people no mind. And also a lot of the stuff that they are squabbling up about is pretty damn lame. And to get back to even this whole situation with Benjamin Netanyahu, he's been on a crusade against a lot of people attacking freedom of speech. It even goes back again to PragerU. Dennis Prager has a great relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu. For those who don't know who Dennis Prager is, this is a guy who was a part of leading the charge of being anti-Black American history. So he was pushing in Florida for Black Americans to be erased from the history books, and also put out that slavery was a good thing. They lied about Frederick Douglass history, and so on and so forth. This is why we say it's all connected. You do have agents on YouTube and X and so on who are liars, and they don't explain this to people. They make it seem like, if you're talking about Benjamin Netanyahu or Gaza, you're talking about things that don't have nothing to do with Black Americans because you don't read. Dennis Prager, who is connected to Benjamin Netanyahu and who's very pro-Israel, is also anti-Black American history. And he's been using his weight and his connections in Florida to ban Black American authors and books. You also have the Daily Wire, which Ben Shapiro, people forget, they don't do research on this, but Prince and I have a vivid memory. He got his start by trolling rappers online. One of the rappers that he trolled online was Talib Kweli, which back in the day we said, Talib, stop arguing with Ben Shapiro. He's an agent, and he's just trying to use you and rappers as a stepping stone for clout because he already has the investment. He's just looking for a seed to start his own thing. But rappers don't listen. A lot of them, unfortunately, they don't really think. And Talib kept arguing with Ben Shapiro, and eventually Ben Shapiro kept getting more clout. And if you notice, he hired people. Even
Ben Shapiro was rubbing the hell of that Shimbaka stone.
He was.
That's all Talib was, a Shimbaka stone.
If you look at the Daily Wire, they tried to use Kanye and Candace Owens and other people against the Black community and against Black Americans by saying slavery didn't matter. Slavery was a choice. Black people are complaining. They're just crybabies. Eventually, Candace Owens says, I'm going to get my own power. I don't need y'all. I'm gonna get
Which we predicted. We said she was going to break away.
Yeah, we said she was going to break away from Ben Shapiro and start her own thing. And, Ben did try to use cultural warfare against Black Americans. And it ended up blowing up in his face because, now people are looking at him like he's an idiot. And the Daily Wire, as a platform, it just continues to be a sinking ship.
Yeah, it sucks too because they had Jonathan Majors falling out a window. So, look, you're going to be seeing a piping down on Aquarian energy, and that's the general public. That's digital technology. That's even aspects of commerce, even how we all kind of jog with each other online or vibe with each other. Remember, you all, ladies and gentlemen, whether you were a creator or a consumer, 10 years ago, most of the industry heads, including in politics, they mocked you all on YouTube. Now, a lot of them have spent $300,000+ on their studios, or they've taken out loans, or they're getting investors, from dark money, and now they're online with you all talking about like and subscribe and hype the video up. And again, I don't really have nothing against it. I'm not here to control that. But the reality of the situation is that they're here to try to control what we say as free-thinking people.
In prison,
all right,
we remain independent for a very long
time. 100%. You know who we are?
What?
You remember the kind of Mexican, the Blaxican looking nigga in the Matrix? He says 100% homegrown human.
Yeah.
Right?
No, to your,
that's who we are.
To your point, we've had people from the industry knock on our doors for years now.
Knock on our door.
One of the reasons why, we don't want to really be bothered with them, because usually a lot of them bend the knee to people like Benjamin Netanyahu.
And that knee's ashy. An ashy knee, they're bending.
And on top of that, Prince and I like staying independent. I know some of y'all was there for the live show where we was talking about hip hop, and you had Kentucky. He called into the show and he said, when are y'all going to pick a side? And
what side?
All this other stuff. And then he got mad when Prince said he don't want nothing from none of y'all.
He said, I don't want no dope from none of these niggas.
And then he said, well, you want to be on YouTube for the next 4 years? You mean where all you industry people are coming? And then he talked about, y'all want to be old? I'm like, yeah, but the people
that you suck off,
that you're advocating for are like 20, 30,
60
years older than us. So I don't know what your point
Respectfully,
is.
Nigga.
But
mind your business.
You have a dangerous situation going on, which is like Hungry Hippo. I do want people to understand how much of a dangerous situation we're in right now. You have the U.S. government and dark agencies that don't want you to be independent when it comes to your food. Shout out to John Boyd. He did win and have a victory for black farmers. And we're going to promote a lot of black farmers. It's going to be merged in with our hip-hop stuff.
Also, I want you black farmers that are listening real quick, Sin, I want you to continue because you're doing a great job. I want you guys to email us at thoughtcrimes1984@gmail.com. So at the very least, we can promo for some people in your area. If you're a 100%, farmer, we know we got inner city farmers out of Detroit that listen. We got farmers in Chicago, of course, here in the city of Atlanta as well. And so I just want to put that out there, and that just came to my mind. But go ahead, you're doing a great job. You're talking about the black farmers.
You got a lot of dark agencies that are trying to prevent people from being farmers and even growing food on their own property. This has been going on for a while now. It's getting worse. You have people like Bill Gates buying up a lot of the real estate in the United States. So you have that situation. They don't want you to use things that are herbs and stuff that's good for your body. They want to feed you fake meat. They want to continue to harm your immune system. They want to fuck up your kidney and liver. There was one chemical in a box of macaroni that had a chemical in it that is used for prepping for surgery for what was it, for the intestines?
Open surgery, major open surgeries. It was something phosphate. I can't recall right now.
Right,
and also it strains the kidneys. A lot of millennials are coming down with kidney issues, surprisingly.
And they said that on the box, when you go and do research, that if you consume too much of this, it can have dire consequences on the body. Why is it in a box of macaroni?
That's crazy.
For macaroni and cheese. So people have to be careful because they're trying to destroy your body and they're trying to destroy your mind, because when the body is constantly inflamed and stressed, you also will have cognitive issues. So you have that. Then you have the situation where they're controlling the music. This goes beyond the Kendrick and Drake thing. People who are having Kendrick and Drake are having a remedial conversation. People want you to get stuck there in a fake choice that don't mean anything, because the Lucians and the rest of them as middle management are important, and also the Blue Bloods. Musicians, period, are trying to get cut out. And we go back to the Defiant Ones, which was a great docu series where Jimmy Iovine was saying they don't want any more big superstars. They don't want no big icons anymore in popularity, because even a pop star can do the right thing. You saw with Dua Lipa, she is a pop star. Yet here she is advocating for the people of Gaza. Kyrie Irving is a basketball player who's a basketball star. He's advocating for reparations and for the people of Gaza. You've had pop stars and rap stars, signed the ceasefire pertaining to the people of Gaza. So in the docuseries, it was talking about how they don't want any more superstars, because even when superstars get lost, whether it's drugs and women and all this type of stuff, you never know one day when they'll wake up and start doing the right thing, as we've seen some of them do right now. And that is considered a threat to the system, which is why they want you to run around and, pay attention to, small fry stuff instead of the actual core of how these industries work. And right now, they're trying to suffer artistic expression and diversity of artistic expression, because art is also a very important thing in our lives. So you have the farm situation, our bodies, food, medical situation. Then you have the arts, books, literature, musicians, rappers, pop stars, it don't matter. The whole AI situation and data center, right? And then you also have the Patriot Act 1, 2, and 3, and the fact that our privacy is continuing to be bombarded and trampled on. Our constitutional rights as well, First Amendment rights. So there's a lot of traps and things that are going on that is trying to distract people from understanding who is after them, who is trying to destroy their rights, their human rights, their constitutional rights. And then you also have an issue where you have agents of chaos that are anti-human in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. In Prince, you can also, talk about this as well, about how there are Democrats and Republicans that are, their whole mission is to try to figure out how they can put a Trojan horse in a bill, in a policy that is still going to screw us.
Oh, that's been
over.
going on for a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of times they call it sandwiching. All right. And then what they'll do, with bills that are marketed to be pro-human, you find out when you get in the middle of that sandwich is just sewer water, disgustingly enough to put it that way. But that's pretty much how disgusting the action and atrocious that it is. Sim brings up a great point, too, by the way. I do want to bring this up for you all concerning your food, okay? That's what I say. I mean, sometimes you guys are like, yo, man, is P going to roast this person? There are times it depends on what mood I'm in. But then sometimes I also think about our dietary consumption in this country. Like I brought up earlier, there are a lot of millennials that are coming down with kidney and liver issues, organ failure at such young ages, including older Gen Zers. But what's happened to them, a lot of them are not necessarily smoking. We know alcohol consumption for this particular era and the era behind us is actually down by a lot, to be honest with you. Even teen pregnancy, you can put that up on the board as well. And even the idea of people holding out to when they can feel comfortable enough to have children. One of the other side effects of what Sin is talking about as well is with this control. Remember, suffocation of the peer-to-peer market didn't only start with LimeWire, Mega Upload, Zshare, MediaFire. It also moves into commerce in the sense of bartering, right? Where people can say, hey, you know what, I don't need these pair of shoes anymore. They're very clean. I only wore them one time, and I'll sell them to you for $15, right? Government actually wants to step in the middle of that. We need to middleman the situation here. You giving the shoes to your neighbor. We also need some sort of taxable interest here. That's how the government works, right? That also includes what you're seeing right now with food. Sam brought this up. These are some of the things I post routinely about health concerns, right? And I also going to have another document up for you all, too, by the way. I'm just trying to see which direction I want to go with it because there's a couple things to attack. But I will give you guys some documentation about labeling, too, because some of you all, let's say, for instance, Reese's, right? Used to be one of my favorite candies, if not my favorite candy. But after a while, I was like, man, every time I eat, I'm like, why is my head hurting? Well, they added an ingredient called BHT. right? And you got to look at these preservatives because people think these preservatives is only about shelf life. That is true, but it also is just really about being cheap, cost effectiveness. And one of the things that you'll see, like for instance with Reese's the candy or Mounds, Almond Joy, 5 years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, you didn't see anything in the candy called BHT. All right. But BHT actually also contributes greatly. In fact, they've done studies about it, about organ toxicity. High doses in animal studies have linked long-term exposure to liver enlargement, as well as potential liver, kidney, and lung tissue damage. Right now, if you go online and see how many people are having their functioning livers just shut down, a lot of it is having to do with consumption of things that they've normally ate in the past before. Again, the BHT is it's in cereal, it's in chips, it's in snacks, junk food. It's even in the healthier foods too, by the way, because that's another thing that's been being deregulated. We talked about the organic and the organic produce market. And the reason why we're bringing this up, this is all very important.
They put organic, and it doesn't mean that it's good for you.
Right.
You got to dig deep.
You got to really do research.
Because blueberries, an organic frozen blueberry brand has had a recall recently because of listeria.
Yes, for frozen
blueberries right now. There's a recall for, pay attention. And also non-frozen blueberries, you have to be careful with parasites as well. You got to make sure you don't put it in some salt and water. Same thing with strawberries and stuff. Be very careful of the fruit and vegetables y'all buy.
Bringing all this up to tell you guys, yes, BHT. I'll put it down in the chat for you guys so you guys can even look up the chemical. And I promise you, if you go into your pantry, right, you'll probably see some of your favorite snacks. You might be like, sometimes you guys may eat something and then an hour later you're reaching for a Tylenol, right? You're like, man, I gotta go get. A lot of times it's just what you're eating. The reason why we're bringing this up, folks, all of this is suffocating culture, human existence, right? And so now you have to do extra work. You have to look into things you're consuming because it also affects your neurological cognitive abilities. Sometimes it's not that you're slow or you have ADHD. I'm not a medical doctor. I can't give you a medical prognosis.
Disclaimer.
Warning. Right? Warning.
We're not in the medical field.
Not in the medical field, right? My folks were, but I'm not in the medical field. But I'll say this. A lot of this stuff is happening where your nervous system is rattled. You're very angry. You're very hyper emotional. Then you're probably throwing caffeine on there. Then there's a lot of coffees on the market that contain mold, right? Because metals
dangerous for the body.
It's happening because remember, the corporation job is to cut costs, including safety, quality control. And if they can't do that, they will lobby to a politician, whether it's Biden, Obama, and most notably Trump.
Taylor Farms did that recently. They said in the news recently, they said, even though they said it was a false test, they said their iceberg lettuce is still being found in restaurants and stuff to still be dangerous.
Yeah.
But they said they were innocent and the FDA made a mistake. All right, bro, sure.
Yeah, no, she's right about that. And shouts out to Quintessential Millennial, love the name as always, says just looked it up. It's in cereal, chips, most processed snacks. Absolutely. And I'm telling you all, if you do consume it, you more than likely are going to have a headache, along with another one that they added recently. And I'm just putting this out here because, we all love chocolate, right? But most of the processed chocolate that you're going to see, another one that they added recently is an element called PGPR. I'm going to put this in the chat for you all. Look for these two. Again, BHT, PGPR. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because it does affect people's sleep, you have an organ failure, organ toxicity. A lot of these items that you're consuming, it also contributes to overall to a stressful lifestyle. You may be yelling at your spouse more and you're thinking he or she is getting on my nerve. A lot of times these chemicals you're consuming in foods, it's making you less tolerant of your environment already. And then you hop on social media. That's another triggerable aspect as well.
Also, Prince OC said that they're about to show the results of the autopsy for Nolan Wells.
I did see some of the people.
At some point, we'll just play some of it up some
Oh,
of
they
it
said they're gonna be
before we end the
supposed to be
show.
live today, right?
Possibly.
Well, great
Possibly,
information, Sid.
So I mean, it's from OC. So at the end of the show, we'll see if there's any live videos on what's
Feed
taking
from
place
news,
and we'll play it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play Don Lemon.
Also, Tay said, can y'all cover
Absolutely
these subjects more?
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm working on something right now for you guys, and I'll have it available on the tiers on our Patreon so you guys can download it. I really want you guys to be able to look out for these things too, because too many times, even in our own personal life, we found out that some of the things we're casually consuming, a lot of times we have to watch everything, but even quote unquote healthy alternative brands, a lot of times you're finding that because of lobbies and people making donations to different presidents, Obama, Biden, and Trump included, that they kind of make provisions for these companies to adjust what is being defined as organic.
Look at Bill Clinton and George Bush and Obama together when they were pushing the COVID vaccines.
Yes.
And how quickly that was.
Yes.
And look, scientists later came out and says, look, there were some errors done.
That's the truth. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things, like even the Biden administration, since they're on their apology tour,
right?
How the Biden administration dealt with Black Americans, he should apologize.
Atrocious. It started with Two Tones.
Not even protecting the Voting Act.
No.
Well, Two Tones didn't have no dignity, letting
he could say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Joe Biden in his face say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. That's very condescending.
But can't say nothing about VRA. Yo, Biden is a scamming old Scorpio. He's a scamming ass old Scorpio. I'm not gonna lie, when he yelled, and y'all know me, I do not care. I'm indifferent.
He got like a Jim Crow bird face.
When I saw him on the Breakfast Club yelling, I said, man, I'm not gonna like this guy.
and also, this is something that's just very important for people to keep in mind.
Yes.
The American people, but not just to censor just Americans, but people around the world, but in particular, since this is the country we live in.
That is true.
The American people are being attacked on so many levels.
So many fronts.
In entertainment, when it comes to your food source.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gates already told you he believes in population control.
And poop meat.
Poop meat. So if actually, let me see. I think there was a billionaire too, who was talking about how they wanted to what the plan was pertaining to this. Let me just scroll a little bit on.
That's why you're seeing a lot of consolidation right now under umbrella corporations. While Sin finds that information, there's a lot of consolidation under a lot of umbrella corporations. It's done in fast food chains. It's done because also they need to be able to distribute what chemicals, and even in media, what messages it needs to be distributed on a grander scale much faster. And that's what you run into. So that's why a lot of times true independent media space is always under attack. It's always under attack. That's why a lot of times I think people waste time jaw-jacking with other independent medias. I'm not putting your face in my thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. Even when
you get what I'm saying? Why would I want to do that?
Even when Charlie Kirkinen was doing their own fake version of Thought Crimes.
Oh, my God.
We're about to go Thought Crimes.
Yeah. And it had to be on the episode that he was talking about the gay pilots with the square jaws.
Right.
I was like, damn,
got
us.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Or even remember how they tried to build up Tulsi Gabbard as a hero?
It's because she did that stormtrooper, MILF porn fantasy look.
Yeah, Jimmy Dore and the rest of them was for her. She turned her back on the Palestinian people. She said she was for reparations, then turned her back on that.
And look at her, she been blowing in the wind like a dirty bag. Tulsi is another one. She just be floating everywhere.
Well, that's why
her brother got locked up.
You gotta stay with people who are consistent about the things that they're pushing for, like what we talk about with Billion.
Yeah.
And so many of the people who are actually going to stay on their square when it comes to the most important issues.
Shouts out to Tay too. Don't worry, Tay. We're going to do more of that coverage because look, it's just genuinely important. And I know you guys hear things such as grand as Mamdani, and maybe you guys are donating to different causes, whether it's different YouTubers or we're talking about different charitable uprisings and things of that nature. And overall, you're like, I'm trying, but it's a grand global conflict. I'm one person. One thing I always say, personal power matters. And where you can truly start personal power in your life is definitely with your diet. And I'm telling you all, You start getting rid of certain things. Because, look, we have people in the chat. They may not be gorging every day on 2 Yumbo Yaks, Yak in the box,
No.
right?
Most of
What
the people
happened?
who are getting fucked up are trying to eat healthy.
Yeah. What happens is that you're just consuming what you traditionally have done at grocery stores before they started adding chemicals in there. And if you find a way to get these things out of your diet, and you're going to find that you can have clearer thinking, you can have patience in conversations with people that you disagree with, and you may be able to have better creative divergence too.
Yeah, because people are coming up with rare forms of cancer, like
I
a lot
know.
of crazy shit because of allegedly because of what is in the food.
Yes.
So I'm gonna press play on this. Just give it a listen.
Getting rid of all seeds in fruits and vegetables, and honestly it's brilliant, because once every apple, grape, watermelon and everything you eat, everything that grows will come from our labs, and when the last natural seed is gone, that's when it gets fun. We can make them rare, expensive, maybe even licensed. Only billionaires that will have gardens, and everyone else will have to subscribe to eat. Sounds insane, right?
All right, everyone has to subscribe to fucking eat.
Tomato. Here come these funny talking bitches. Oh my God,
Yeah,
with nothing to do, all the money in the world. Could be buying all of the Formula One cars. I'm telling you, if I had that type of money, y'all know y'all catch P. Sullivan on the tracks racing Formula One cars. That's all I would be doing.
They call them infertile. They're infertile.
The Terminator seeds.
Yeah.
And that's something that Bill Gates has invested in heavily.
I do not eat seedless watermelon or nothing like that. But yeah, these bloated demons,
Lord have mercy,
are out here talking about
funny talking.
I love people, but even when we for years been talking about the whole water shortage and them trying to do blue gold, people's like, well, just go buy stocks.
Okay, and be thirsty.
Okay, listen. You think that you're going to save yourself by
profiting off of this.
Just profiting off of this. At some point, bro, you're just going to get killed and die. I'm just speaking. I have to be honest here. Because there's some people who are very delusional who think only buying stocks that somehow they're going to survive. The people on who was buying stocks on GameStop was making money, and then it got shut down on Robinhood. Okay? You have to remember that this is monopoly. There are people who have to hide the fact that they have fucking money and stuff like that. Not even because of a regular thief who's hungry or wants some money.
Right.
Just because of the U.S. government. So
they want you to have a subscription to life.
And yes.
And they want to be able to cancel your subscription when needed, necessary, or you've spoken out with the wrong message. That's exactly what it is. That's why I think the first season of Black Mirror, next to the original Rod Serling-led Twilight Zone, I think those are two of some of the greatest compelling sci-fi series that deal with global governance and things of that nature. So, yes, they actually just want you to they want you to have a subscription to life, and they want to be able to terminate the subscription.
Perpetual renters, perpetual subscribers.
Go ahead, Sid. Absolutely, perpetual
renters. They don't want
renters.
you to own anything like what happened with Sony. Remember, y'all thought y'all owned it. I paid $30, $20 for this DVD, for this movie, and Sony said, well, bro, you don't own shit. They don't want you to own nothing. A lack of ownership. They don't want you to own your music.
No.
They don't want you to own your land.
Nothing.
They don't want you to own your body.
They don't even want you to own your creativity. That's
your creativity, your body, your mind.
Look what's going on with Adobe.
Your soul.
I'm going to give you an example, and I use Adobe all the time when I need to because I think Adobe got real gangster, right? And, early on they said, well, we want to be able to keep updating, the product for you guys, so we're going to move away from the CS suites, right? And that's when they had the physical hard copies, all right? Please continue with these types of conversations. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dope and Unapologetic. We love you as always. We love you. I'm not going to make it too much of a long speech here, but Adobe, they decided that they were going to move things around because they felt the need to, kind of like Sony, right? And the reason why I said Sony's going to have a hard problem with this, they're going to have a hard time with this because Adobe was a too big to fail situation. Adobe right now has been in perpetual limbo because they triggered the artists. I always tell people artists are a very silent, dominant, yet very extremely powerful community because they cut all across race, genders, sexual orientation. I mean, everybody knows somebody that can draw, sketch, paint, dance, sculpt, or something, right? Or sing. So once they find out, like, oh, this is what you're doing, remember the Creative Suite or the Adobe Cloud Creative Suite encompasses not only for musicians, podcasters, but artists, animators, things of that nature. And so they were basically trying to tell their consumers, we do what we want to do, like Sony's doing right now. Sony's saying the same thing. You guys got to understand, it never goes well for these companies when they do this. The companies, because they have inverted totalitarianism and in those dynamics with the U.S. government, they think they are the government. So they think their policy and their TOS is a law. So when people have a politician sign something into law, the public has to deal with it until a possible midterm or another election cycle on a federal level, right? Because these executives hang out with politicians, they lobby, they take donor money and all this stuff, they think we too are the government. The only difference is the people can punish the corporations immediately. Kind of takes a minute sometimes, unless there's uprisings, right? Sometimes it takes a minute, a cycle, 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, 30 years for people to actually punish aspects of the government because they are dissatisfied with everything. This is what Sin is bringing up with about not being able to, quote unquote, own everything. Sony believes, even with this PlayStation situation, this is one of the reasons why now you guys know the grand conspiracy why they held GTA 6 off. Because when they roll this, quote unquote, cashless society out, especially with these PlayStations, PS6, where you don't own anything at all, they want to also say, hey, by the way, get a bundle packaging with the PS6 and the GTA 6. The problem is, like I stated before, corporations assume they have the same power as government. People, consumers, punish corporations very fast. They get punished very fast. And that's something like Sony is finding out right now. Sony has been trying to double down on this. And also we've seen these companies say they are pro-Israel overtly. All right. Misreading the room. Completely misreading the room. And then when they start having their financial columns kind of wobble through different quarters, you start seeing them trying to backtrack. So this is what you're dealing with right now. And yes, what Mamdani has triggered, he's going to deal with a wrecking ball of criticisms. He's more than likely going to be dealing with rivalries from other governing agencies as well. But we did tell you guys, particularly for this era of government, you're going to be looking at state lines. State lines are going to be very critical because for some of you all, like what we see what's going on in Texas, shouts out to my Texans out there. But y'all see when Professor Xavier got in there, he tanked Texas. Texas was doing pretty good for, like, it was actually, if anything, probably one of the more robust economies in America. All of a sudden, he got in there and he was making it his business to disempower blacks. I'm going to get to the super chats, to disempower black people and other groups as well. And now you see a tanking economy. And now Texas is making the list as one of the worst states to be able to move a family. And that depends on who you're talking to. But overall, they're making these one of the worst state lists, which wasn't the case before economically. So a lot of them are kind of playing into this notion of that we're going to move you guys how we want to. And again, corporations are finding it out. Politicians are finding out. I actually think there's going to be a Mamdani effect. I think you're going to see other mayors harken the same sentiment as well. You already have political leaders in other countries that have said this about Netanyahu. It's just that American media is actually quite insulated where those conversations aren't being had.
South Africa got into trouble a lot of times because of standing,
yes,
against genocide. And, that's why it's really weird when you have some of these liberal white platforms that try to start trouble and have, like, Palestinian people be against black people or
all of that.
Kick black people out of progressive politics or whatever.
Bring it back to blacks.
And none of these people have even given any praise to the South African people of, like, how much they did, even before certain countries within the Middle East, how they stood up for the people of Palestine.
Oh, you're right about that.
And then also, like, you had so many black activists for an extremely long time that spoke up about what was taking place in Gaza, and lost their jobs, and different things like that. So it's really interesting to see some of the people who were even saying that, because Hassan Piker did say that Kyrie Irving at one time was anti-Semitic when he was trying to be, I guess, like a good boy for, like, I'm in the middle with talking to some of the people who are for the state of Israel.
That guy's a spy. I don't know why y'all don't understand that. That
Spyware.
guy, yeah, that guy, that's a treasonous bastard right there. I don't know what it is about him that people keep hanging on to him. I don't get it. I don't think he's charismatic. I think he's a poor speaker. I don't see anything appealing about Hassan Piker. I'm just being honest with you all. Other than that, his uncle is Cenk Uygur.
And even like with Anna talking about how she talked about black people and police brutality and stuff like that, I was like, even George Floyd, the police who did the technique on his neck, these people were also trained by some of the agencies, like some people say Mossad and others in Israel. Right. So how can you be for the people of Palestine, but then all of a sudden you act like you're slow when it comes to the politics here in the United States? And then also, it's really weird that you have a special task force when it comes to, for Zionists, when the atrocities that happened against the Jewish people, which was disgusting, what happened in Nazi Germany, it was nasty, disgusting. I don't know why people praise Hitler. He was a pedo. But those happen on foreign land. Black people atrocities happen here in the United States, on the United States soil, and we have zero task police force that focus on like anti-blackness. And the atrocities that happened in the United States happened here. Jim Crow happened here. Black women and children being killed happened here. What took place in Oklahoma happened here. Red Summer happened here. So it's really bizarre. And then even when Bernie Sanders was like, he's not for reparations, bizarre as well.
Oh, yeah. No, Sin, you're absolutely right about that. And great points. And also, I want to get to what you're saying here because I had to step out for a minute. But yes,
the super chats? Yes.
Yeah, Victory Status. Again, love the name as always. Victory Status says here, you think Warp Speed is a population tailoring event. You'll own nothing and be happy. Klaus Schwab's. I know, creepy guy. Creepy guy. All right. It says here, okay. Okay, all right. So it looked like it was. I think it was a double deposit. All right. So we thank you so much, Victory Deposit. I said Victory Deposit. Victory Status. Yeah. That's another thing. Sid, do you mind if we break this down a little bit? Because I think so far, I think your commentary has been most effective concerning Mamdani, New York, and then of course the white leftists and the white progressives. And this is not in the same vein of criticisms where there are people that are more comfortable, like Bill Maher, of criticizing the left than the actual standing active power right now, which would be Donald Trump and the right. The reason why I was going
to say, before you take flight, I would just say that this is why hip hop media has been dumbed down as well. And,
hip hop media is bizarre.
I love all of our community, but I am tired of the industry people. I feel like it is some type of dark experiment to have industry people who, at first Prince and I didn't care. We already knew years ago that y'all was going to be coming on YouTube and stuff. But the way that they're trying to control freedom of speech for independent black media and hip hop is bizarre. And hip hop media has taken a turn for the worse. I'm sorry, people are not really talking about important issues. And even when they do, they're always trying to like pivot it for some type of agenda instead of just
talking.
Let the people decide who they like, who they not, or what they're going to be focused on. Yeah. But it's like trying to herd people in different directions for certain agendas instead of being honest. It's like even like what we talk about. If you have a sponsorship, right? Or if you have an investment in a product, but you push the product and you don't say you're an investor. Like, this is the type of energy now we're getting in hip hop media. Like, people are not letting you know that they're from the industry. They try to act like they're independent, and then also competing with independent media. Then on top of that, you don't have a lot of hip hop platforms that even care for people in their audience to get a heads up on some of this disturbing things that has been worked on for decades now, in advance. Even when we was talking about the Heritage Foundation and what took place there, we broke that down a long time ago about the Heritage Foundation and what they were about and even their connection to Israel. They got in trouble because they tried to sneak Nick through the back door. Tucker Carlson got in trouble. It led to the whole civil war in the Republican Party. We talked about that. Then we also talked about the civil war that's taking place right now, even with the Democrats, with Bernie Sanders and the Clinton Democrats, all duking it out behind the scenes. But go ahead, Prince. I do want you to take flight with what Victory is talking about with his super chat, because it is very important.
Oh, no problem. Also, another super chat. Ariel, shouts out to Ariel, says, I went to Justin Pearson's last Friday. I saw a lot of white progressives. I was very uncomfortable. Some of the people you could mistake for Republicans. Shouts out to Ariel. We'll talk about it, player. We'll chop it up. But there's a lot of things going on. And actually, that is going to be going into part of what I'm stating here. Kendrick's intern is back. He says you guys literally do that to Hov. I don't know what you're talking about. The person that shows up on our channel is Mr. Z. I keep telling you guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. Kendrick's intern. What you heard, that was Mr. Z. And also, he spelled Z-E-E. I don't know anything about this whole situation.
And also to add to
that is Mr. Z. And you should put some respect on his name before he freestyles your hypocrisy into the Phantom Zone.
Also, to add to your point, Prince, beyond Mr. Z, I don't care about Jay-Z. Moving on.
All right. So he says Justin was dope. Everyone else was cool, though. All right. So here's the thing. And thank you, Ariel. You're actually going into. All right. Rest in peace to Baba Gregory. All right. So listen, I want to put this out here real quick. I'm going to tell you guys, and I said this earlier this year, as we move further and further into November. I can't think of the politician's name, the guy that looks like a real odd basket cake coming out of Michigan. He was the one that got clipped up and was talking about, white leadership in the left and, defanging white leadership out of the left. And here's the thing about it. With most of the civil rights journeys in America, and I'm talking about human right efforts in America, going back to even slavery. Okay, all led by black people, all triggered by black people. White leftists and white progressive have had every opportunity every year of each century in this country to stand up in mass numbers just as much as black folks. Let's be real. A lot of them don't want to take up leadership anywhere. So what you're going to see as we continue on into September and November as well, what you're going to see is a lot of people that are going to be more comfortable dissing and dumping black people, trying to, while looking to have momentum. And what you're seeing on the right, they don't even care who y'all dump. That's the sorry, pitiful shit about the left. They're doing all of this, I don't know, cuck planking challenge, right? And people tied to the American Heritage Foundation, people that are tied to the greater white brotherhood agenda, they literally state in their PDF documents online, you can read them, we don't care what adjustments the left make.
Also, breaking news, Prince, a child sex trafficking recruiter, Daniel, he was named over 2,000 times in the Epstein files and introduced young girls to Jeffrey Epstein. He was found dead at home in France. The cause of death is unknown. I'm going to send that to you. Also, this is from Power to the People. He's on X. He has a really great account, paying attention to what's going on with the Epstein situation. Again, first hip hop platform to talk about the Jeffrey situation and Ghislaine Maxwell since 2015. And we pay attention to a lot of people who are really dedicated to this because the White House is trying to shut the door on it. But just want to let you know, Prince, about that breaking news. And just to remind people that there's still people who are investigating what took place, even though the Trump administration is trying to shut down all conversations about, Ghislaine and also Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, thank you for the information. And I'm sure he was probably going to try to testify and make a deal. All right, that's probably what happened. It doesn't mean he was a good guy. All right, just another dead, terrible, bad guy. Yeah, the reason why I'm just making this statement here is that, I did see a little bit of Roland Martin. I don't necessarily agree with Roland Martin's approach to black people. A lot of times, it's too over people's heads. Not that he's saying something that's complex. It's sometimes he has a dehumanizing approach to black people.
He calls us dumb all the time.
Right.
And he said we were dumb not to vote. And then now he's saying don't vote if they don't respect you.
Roland, you're too old now. Okay? And that's something that is plaguing the left. The only reason why they get as much criticisms from black people that they do is that they spend the most time marketing themselves to black folks. Okay? And what they usually do is find out, or when convenient, again, their real issue is power. But they can't get it there by themselves because they didn't get here by themselves. They got here off the backs of black folks, right? So even when you have situations where you talk about the Black Panthers, you go back 30, 40 years ago when black Americans were not only talking about human rights violations here in this country with black people, but they were also talking about global efforts. And you even saw somebody like Muhammad Ali talk about the Viet Congs in Vietnam. And he says, look, I don't know these people. I'm not going over there to fight. And he was punished at the height of his athletic career.
Called him a coward, but he was ahead of his time. He was right, in everything that he said. They got you out there, fighting and killing for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, but actually Dwight Eisenhower was the real scary coward, all right? And he kind of set off a trend that, irreparably punished the country. I know people talking about, he talked about the military-industrial complex, but he also was a liar too. So you're going to see a lot of them being scared when convenient and being bold when convenient, like we see with Anna Kasparian. I always say all you got to do is look at her, and then you can either double that energy with any of your active paid leftists publicly, or you can lighten the energy. The point is this.
Peter Thiel and some others are trying to double dip within the Republican and Democrat
and
party, and liberal media and conservative media, and then also
pretty much
influencers. Peter Thiel has been trying to get around.
He has been able to get around. Peter Thiel has been able to drop a lot of money in a lot of these people's pockets. That's why you're seeing their studios grow with low YouTube views. That's why you're seeing them. They got new makeup on. Their talking points are kind of leaning center right more, So that's the angle they're going to be looking to take. And they're going to try to suffocate black people, the conversations with black people, and a lot of things that are going on. The problem is that they're going to lose again. And I'm telling you guys that. I know people think, this is like a promising upswing. Yeah, they got this stuff going on with DSA. And I'm telling you, tactically, politically, they're going to lose again. It's the same thing to your point about Roland Martin. Even black men didn't say just only focus on us. Black men were saying, Roland, you don't talk about white men versus the white woman vote when you're talking about obtaining the white folks in middle America. You guys say, particularly the white voting bloc as a whole collective, you don't split them up. There were black men of reasonable sound mind that wanted to have a conversation with him about why are you guys having these styles of conversation concerning the black vote. The black vote is the only voting bloc that both parties feel comfortably splitting up.
Roland, Dio,
versus
Hoagley,
black men versus
they were all bullying black people.
And so black people were saying, hey, you guys are going to lose this.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey was another one, right?
A lot of them, to your point, Prince.
Bullhead.
It's disgusting. Like, and this is just to show you how black industry people move. So when black people told you 30 years ago, or whether you agree with them or not, FBA people said it recently, or ADOS people said it recently. You know what's so interesting? They're only saying it now because they see the people who are pro-Palestine. They said we will not vote for the Democrats out of no fear, gloom, doom, because y'all both doing the same dirty work, the Republicans and the Democrats. Mm-hmm. We're going to withhold our vote money into people who are pro-Palestine. Why did it had to take that for Roland Martin's fat ass and the rest of the corporate Democrats and even corporate black Republicans? So y'all just ignored black people for all these years who said, well, we don't want to vote 24/7, that if you don't vote, you're just as bad as this, that, and the third. Only now last week, the last 2 weeks, y'all talking about Joy Reid as well. Like, I'm
not just as bad. I'm not bombing Gaza. I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to do with that.
Now they're saying the option is the couch. If they, and they're not the only ones. Prince and I have been here for a while. 8 years ago, people were like, "Oh, y'all was on here 8 years ago." Yeah, we were on here 8 fucking years ago. We said industry people are gonna come to YouTube and stuff. They're gonna bring the same stupid gatekeeping mentality, overly competitive, hyper competition, thievery and stuff from their own community. They're gonna bring the energy into the independent scene instead of being different and doing different things. What Joy Reid and Roland Martin has done has been, I'm going to tell you why it's disgusting. People can change when they make mistakes. Has Roland Martin or any of them apologized? Have they apologized and said, you know what, black community, I was really arrogant. I was calling y'all dumb when y'all said y'all didn't want to vote because the Democrats were disrespecting y'all. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was egotistical. I was being a narcissist. I wasn't listening to all parts of my community. No, they didn't.
Well, also, just to push this line forward, you're not wrong about that, Sid. Power only respects power. There's nothing else you can do about that. And I love our people when they have big hearts and empathy for like everybody, including themselves. But realistically, power only respects power. Doesn't matter what you think is unfair. Fair will be determined on the power or the ability of the power that you have to create a fair environment for you and your family. That's really what fair is. It's that subjective.
But they also forget that power is also shared. So when you be arrogant, now you Roland Martin has funding issues. He talks about how the Democrats and other people ignore him and his platform. So that mindset he had is why he's in this powerless situation.
Well, again, power respects power. Even the shared power, it's still power.
No, I'm saying that he didn't respect.
No, we agree. Yeah, we agree. No, I'm just making it clear. So, because I don't want anybody to have any confusion here. I'm not splitting hairs here. Roland Martin misread the room like the rest of them. Tiffany Cross told black men publicly, y'all get behind us because we know what we're doing. You don't. I only have one mother, ma'am. I don't know what you're talking about. So then MSNBC got Tiffany, or was it NBC? Excuse me, it was NBC. They fired Tiffany Cross. What these people are finding out, you think you yelling at black people publicly is going to protect you. So let's be real, the most expendable voting bloc for the left is black men. This is why routinely you see them celebrate dead young black boys and make money off of them, right? Or they're castrating black men on the left, just like they castrate black people on the right. But because you can kind of make in y'all head, y'all can make some money off of what you think black women's traffic is. You guys never know anything, right? Y'all assume that black women want to be in the same space as some of you blue Klansmen, right? You guys make these erroneous statements. So Tiffany Cross yelling at black people, Roland Martin yelling at black people did not win them 2024. Recently, Angela Rye is another one. So let me just say this real quick. So right now you see on ESPN, they recently had purchased the NFL network, right? So ESPN, like I knew they would, was going to go through, because of the donors and the backers and the investors, right? They were going to get rid of all of the prominent black sports commentators, especially someone like Ryan Clark, right? Ryan Clark is actually, quote unquote, an MVP sports pundit that delves occasionally into politics, right? Now, of course, he's been cut. Pat McAfee is getting an extension, probably north of $60 million. Now, as I was telling Sid last night, I'm not one of these guys that complain about Pat McAfee versus Shannon Sharp when Shannon Sharp dropped the ball.
Yeah,
right?
on that one with Shannon, he dropped the ball by being addicted to race play. Again, what you do in your bedroom is your personal opinion. I mean, your personal thing. I don't care if you, as long as you're not messing with kids and not doing things with animals, whatever you. And also, there's consent with adults, then whatever. But Shannon Sharp was going to be offered like $100 million from ESPN, and he got caught up with Tony Busby and not having discipline, and so the woman, she had tapes and basically things that would make him look bad, because even some of the things that they leaked a little bit, it sounded like he was about to go into some weird slave play.
And his bedroom is his big back bedroom. All right, put this big old baby up in you. What I'm about to do? When I put this baby,
put the black baby in me.
I'm gonna spread your legs.
It was like weird.
I'm gonna put your ankles in my mouth.
She said, "Put black baby in her." Like,
put your hair in my teeth. And I like that ashy white booty. When I'm smucking, I just want to see some ass. Only we take a shower, come out, don't even oil it up.
I said, and
yep,
then
skip.
So they robbed the bank on there.
Now here's my thing, and beautiful points in. All right. And here's my thing. Also, shouts out to Metaphysics. Says here, Roland and other are boule. They got their orders, and unfortunately, those oaths are not. Oaths are not towards Black Americans. That is true. They usually serve the corporate empire. But I will say this: my point is this: is when I thought about the Shannon Sharp situation, as stupid as it was. Of course, there's corporate sabotage. I'm sure a lot of top white sport pundits probably got even worse shit that's on phone call conversations recorded. It's not being released.
Well, to
it's
your point,
about getting your black ass out of the market, period.
To corroborate what Prince is saying, is only because of this. At first, she said Shannon Sharp sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
Then after they got the money stuff, she said, "Oh, it was just a misunderstanding."
So yes,
it's always sexual assault. You don't matter how much money. He's like, "Thank you for my money, and I also I'm going to push for you to go to prison."
The real kid at heart says, "I'm at work, please." Skip. I told you I'm gonna put that big old baby up in her.
And she was walking with the chinchilla on.
Oh man, she got my
she
baby. She
had the mink on after that.
Damn, I should have gave her a baby.
She's like,
big old baby.
She's a multi-millionaire, and all she had to do was, like you
blackmail
said, use a big black NFL player as a lick.
So, and Shannon Sharp, overall, he hasn't had the same traction ever since, right? Again, it is about elimination of competition, whether you have a philosophy like Officer Tatum or Shannon Sharp.
I get you saying, because Robert Kraft was in he was in a happy ending
scandal
parlor, massage parlor. What was it, in Florida?
Yeah, it was in Florida.
Something like that.
It was in Florida. Oh,
and they found out that this place was located. They had a big sex trafficking ring.
Yeah.
And Robert Kraft, he was able to move on with no issues.
Yeah, and that's my point. So, like, in media, you guys got to understand. And I really hope one day you all get it through your thick skulls out there, the ones that do media. You are the crossover. You are the AI. You are the competition. You know, y'all see me. The reason why a lot of times with hip hop punditry, hip hop media, even quote unquote black led political independent media, especially with us, you know, and millennials have the opportunity and have had the opportunity to do so much innovative things concerning media, which we have done. Okay. But more than often than not, there's an insecurity that happens. They look at old falling figures in establishment space and feel like I should be over there. No, you are the crossover. So you'll see them as they normally do. If you understand the history of media in this country, they've always started out like the Bible, out of darkness, right? Comes what we create, which would be the NBCs, the CBSs, the ESPNs, right? These hip hop sites, they come out of the darkness, out of black folks, they build out of black spaces, and then they quote unquote want to return to whiteness, right? And in that regard, Shannon Sharpe lost a lot of steam publicly. He's still very successful, but the brand was damaged because I think Shannon Sharpe failed to realize overall, not a perfect individual, but overall had a spotless, public, notable profile.
Well, to your point, that's why I don't get into gender wars.
Yes.
I'm not spending all my time dissing black men on the mic or like even you dissing black women.
No, I'm not interested.
Shannon Sharpe was always talking crap about black women.
So
only
what's wrong with you black women?
for a 20-year-old white woman to make him an easy lick. She had like a whole race play album.
Now, the thing is,
recorded every little thing and then went and got a lawyer who is Tony Bugsby, who's very successful. Who's very successful at making
got a black one.
Black athletes pay the price.
And you know it's always them ones that are that
choosing
color.
the wrong Becky.
And I tell you what, the blacker they are, they love the white girls the size, the color of a pillow.
Yeah,
all right.
And then all these people who be going into like black gender wars, I be looking at them like y'all so like ridiculous. Like
they say that
you and I
y'all
sum it up as is: if you don't know how to date or find someone that's right for you, you suck. Stop blaming black women. You just don't know how to date. And the same thing goes in the other direction. If you're a black woman and all you do every day, all day is always complaining about black men, maybe you are the problem.
Well, and again, you probably should move around. You get what I'm saying? Maybe date outside of your zip code.
Yeah,
you know, maybe date
across state lines.
Maybe date people outside of your job. Okay, that's number one. When I see most niggas, they're like, "Bro, you right. I don't need to be dating people at my job, right? All right." But this is what, to be real with you all, that I definitely want to say on this is that, especially for a lot of
did you see
black folks?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Especially for a lot of black folks in media. What are you about to say, Sam?
No, after you say your comment, you probably want to read what 804 said, but go ahead. Because he thinks that ESPN is going to try to bring back Skeep.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to speak to right now.
Because the drama, Shannon was
what they ended up doing,
get his lick back. Like, I'm the draw.
No, it's not happening.
And then he fucked up. But go ahead.
Well, a lot of times you guys will see in media, pundit media, it don't matter if it's politics or sports, they usually give most of the black men, no matter what their ideology is, they give them a humiliation ritual. Ryan Clark shared nothing of he shared no philosophical ideology of Shannon Sharpe.
No. He actually
Ryan
advocates
Clark
for black women.
Yeah, is a respectable black American. He's a respectable black man, respectable black politics, you know, and very detailed, very cut to the T, very professional. One of the things that keeps being associated with his name is that he's extremely professional, right? I saw Jamil
with the lineup.
Yeah, the lineup, the suits. Hey man, he's one of the best. He's one of the sharpest dressers that was in media. I always thought the guy could dress, right? But I watched the live stream with Jamil Hill. That's why you see her in the B-roll. And she talked about, you know, she knows Ryan Clark. So she did say, you know, I'm going to be biased when I speak here because I actually know him in real life. And she said he's a consummate professional. And she kind of broke down what really goes on with ESPN, right? as you guys may know, is that information about his firing was leaked out to the press, specifically Outkick, which is a MAGA sports site. They also leaked that information while Ryan Clark was live on air.
To embarrass him.
So when he came back from a commercial break, when they came back, he found out he was fired. And they did that on purpose. And Jamil Hill said there are ways that they go about to releasing you. And she said for her with ESPN, she actually said her situation was a lot more private behind the scenes. And she told them, look, I think this relationship has ran its course professionally. And she says what they did to Ryan Clark, she said that means he definitely had a hater at the top that was ready to get him out of there. You know, and she said people are trying to point to certain segments like, oh, this is the reason why Ryan Clark is out of here. And she said,
because he's too woke, who cares?
And she said that if you guys are doing it, that means inside the corporation there was already a case built against him.
Well, and also to answer your point, why are we also attacking black people who don't do anything? So, I mean, I get why Shannon got cooked. The race play leaks and all that.
It was too much.
He was fucking dumb.
It was just too much.
Even though, again, he didn't do, like Prince said, nothing illegal, like nothing necessarily wrong.
The lady even came out and said he didn't assault me.
Yeah, she, after saying he did, then she later, after she got her chinchilla, she said, oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
I see it with Jaylen Brown. The whole sports media they're insulting him because they're saying he's too smart, even though a private equity firm and others
They say he's too arrogant.
Went after him. Then Ryan Clark, he's too woke. Or okay, who cares if Ryan Clark has opinions you don't like? What the fuck that has to do with anything? So now, black people who live a boring life, who live a respectable life, who they're not doing anything crazy, just by existing, they even have people within the black community attacking them. Like, I don't attack people for having a different opinion than me. We can debate, we can whatever, but like now we're going after black people because they're intelligent. Now we're going after black people just because they mind their business. You know how much nitpicking you have to do to say, well, you're too smart or you're too woke? That's like the bottom of the barrel of like nitpicking, just to nitpick as to why to not like to justify somebody either being fired or justify not liking someone. Like, who cares?
And you know what's crazy about it? And shouts out to Black and Gold. You know what I'm going to tell you how gangster it is, though? You don't even have to be pro-black. It's that you're not exhibiting anti-blackness is the issue. They say Ryan Clark is too woke, right? But every time people from ESPN, the ball club owners that also influence ESPN, right? Every time they get a chance, they're asking one of Lil Wayne's fallen dreads their political opinion. I want y'all to think about that. It's not really about you being pro-black. That is an open offense. But it's really, you're not anti-black. You just said, nah, I'm cool on it. Let's get back to the show. They was like, well, we actually kind of want some more anti-black behavior. They say Ryan Clark, too woke. Jaylen Brown, he thinks he's better than everyone. Anybody that knows that they're a consummate professional black individual publicly, whether you're in corporate America, whether you're in blue collar America, whether you're a black artist, at some point in time, an intelligent black person has always been seen as an uppity Negro because you don't need to be on the sidewalk that I'm on, nigga. You need to be off the sidewalk. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, they say this about Ryan Clark and Jaylen Brown, but every time they get a chance, they're asking Lil Wayne about his political opinion. And we know Lil Wayne has had a notable public history of anti-blackness.
Well, to your point, you brought up a great point, Prince, because people do always think it's about pro-blackness, and I understand why everyone would think that. But to Prince's point, you don't even have to be a black person that constantly is advocating or, you know, pronouncing your blackness. You could just like and love being black and just exist. Like Prince said, you're just not anti-black, and just simply not being anti-black is enough to get you in trouble. Like, people are like just finding any reason at this point not to like somebody. Again, you know, it is very interesting to see even people who go to work and go home, people who are not really doing anything, whether it's black men and women, like getting caught up in this. And then also, I've even making sure that I don't be a hypocrite on this, because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think someone having a difference of opinion is enough for me to just go off for someone or to castigate them. You know what I'm saying? Like in American culture, there is an energy where they want you to be hyped up for any little thing. Like, for example, I'm not going to diss anybody just based off of a Caitlin Clark conversation. Unfortunately, that person in the chat, a week ago got all crybaby-ish over it, but I didn't care about that person's opinion. They could have kept their opinion and still stayed in the chat. But in American culture, they always want you to be on edge or ready to fight or ready just to go to the worst place just based off of different opinions. And then even like what you talked about, black people used to thrive on engaging with each other and having debates, even with differing opinions and thought processes.
Yeah, we do it at the dinner table all the time.
Now you're starting to see other groups of people doing it right now. Like you see white liberals talking to the worst people in society that are white and that are anti-black or anti this group or that group, and they're sitting down. But then people don't want us to have a conversation with black progressive, with Brandy Kane, with Billion, with black conservatives. I'm like, no, that's dumb, because you don't know when you could change your mind, change somebody's mind. Like, there are a lot of black conservatives that are in the Republican Party, the ones that are open-minded enough, that we have conversations with all the time. Even some of them that are connected to Trump, like we pick their brain. Like we even picked Dr. Scott brain, which, we don't agree with him on the Israel, none of that stuff with reparations, but we talked to him, and he was the one who informed us that a lot of black people in Hollywood were secretly trying to make deals with Donald Trump. And he told us this like years ago. And so I was thinking, Prince and I was thinking, like, why don't black people talk to each other anymore in these different professions and all this other stuff, and people who are in these different areas like they used to? Because black people used to talk to other black people all the time, even if they didn't like, a lot of their stances. And sometimes things were able to be worked out. There was some agreement that was able to be found. That's why I said with Roland Martin, for me, it's just his arrogance and not apologizing. If he apologized and then had the stance of, withhold our vote, and you know what, to everybody out there, y'all was right. Boom. Because I don't hold no grudges. I think being bitter and holding grudges, in my personal opinion, is just a waste of time.
Also,
but it's just, being able to open up, conversations more.
Well, also shouts out to Dope and Unapologetic. She says here, I love my people, FBAs. I can't stand us at times. that could go for any group. I agree with you. 90% of us have been bought and sold. We have to keep calling those types of ninjas out by name. And here's the thing about not standing. I mean, listen, if you're in a community, period, right? Let's say even in a Dalmatian community where you got whites and blacks in there, right? Just spotted people, right? At some point in time, your surrounding neighbors are going to get on your nerve. It just happens. It's nothing special. Sometimes I think we overstate things pertaining to group dynamics. Some of you all at y'all family reunions, there's certain family members you cannot stand to see coming your way with barbecue paste on their mouth. And they're eating. They got off the grill, right? Hey, what's up with you, nephew? How you doing? Right? You like, oh, man, get out of my face. I never liked you, right? So I don't take it to that, and to Sin's point.
They bring up Sheriff Clark.
Yeah, no, look, to that point, I really don't. Just to say this, I really don't. What were you about to say, sir?
No, there are limits to what I said. Sheriff Clark will be the one who's like steroids anti-black for me. I can't. So
those are Skeletor niggas.
Yeah, this thing.
Those are the Skeletor niggas from Purge, right?
What I said within reason, guys, within reason.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. All right, Sheriff Clark, Officer Tatum, no, that's a no-fly zone for me, right? I can't do that. Don't care what type of black love prayer you try to send my way, send them off the river, right? But Ryan Clark is definitely a lynchable image for them. So is Shannon Sharpe. And the sooner, people that may even think like Shannon, I would say more so Shannon adjacent to Lil Wayne, complacency, right? The sooner you understand that, Ryan Clark goes in the other direction. I'm the type of black person that all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. And as I said before, in a lot of these spaces, it's not good enough. For them, they're the white Jadakiss. Not good enough, right? And ESPN has also been struggling because of what's been going on with dying television. And that's been going on for some years, actually. Okay.
We were honest about that. We told independent creators, hold your horses.
Right.
And we said, stick to what y'all are because
stand your ground.
Television is dying. And we said, you're going to have a lot of industry people trying to take over the independent scene. We said, don't move.
Well, I'll go over there.
It's kind of like Bambi when the other two birds said, don't move.
Get that one dumb bird.
And the bird's like, I can't. She said, I gotta
Got
go.
everybody shot up. Got Bambi's mother killed.
Well, she got shot up.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other two birds got away, but it's like, some independent creators, they're like, I can't. I got. And, we've seen over the years, like, a lot of independent creators get binged up by the industry.
Yeah, and ESPN also has been having to compete with, especially in sports space, a lot of people do great video edits. A lot of men and women that cover sports, whether it's the WNBA, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, the MLB, you can even recently with FIFA, there are a lot of wonderful, charismatic, independent creators, people that have beautiful voices, funny personalities, their puns, their jokes, their riddles, the similes, alliteration, metaphors. They're just speaking with still cognitive abilities, right? They have been far more charming than the corporate Borg of ESPN. If you look at ESPN, let's be real. They definitely want to bring Skip's carcass back. They also want to keep working Stephen A. Smith until his hairline is in the back of his head.
Well, they are about drama. They did want it Shannon because Shannon was, to give Shannon Sharpe his credit, even with all his flaws, he was very popular. He made at first the right business moves. Yep. ESPN really did want him. But a lot of the scandals, although you did make a great point, there are a lot of people with scandals that they do keep.
They keep a lot
but
of them.
Now that he crashed and burned to them, and also great possibility comment that you said in the chat, guy, that was a good one because that could be a possibility. They are about drama, and if they did try to get Skip in, that would be a lot of drama. Even if they try to have Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith have a reunion, that
Danny Glover, male. One last ride.
Lethal Weapon Part 8.
And then Stephen A. Smith comes in there. You got to do what Stephen A. saying. Reportedly, his great co-host gone. Right?
That would be so annoying. Y'all think about it like Prince said. This would be Lethal Weapon
and Danny Glover,
and they back at it again.
Back at it again. Let's talk about LeBron, right? And listen, ESPN, and also with not Stephen A. Smith, but Shannon Sharpe, you guys got to keep in mind there's internal corporate sabotage. There's competitors that work in the same corporation as somebody that's an all-star. Somebody drops the tape. Get them out of position so I can get that salary cap. That happens all the time. They're saying right now, more than likely, Pat McAfee's salary is going to be extended. Now, my only public criticism of Pat McAfee, I think he's an extension of the Manosphere and Trump administration. That's my personal opinion. And I also do believe LeBron James is a black Republican. Y'all heard how he was snapping on Memphis? And he went to Pat McAfee's platform.
It is definitely really difficult to...
That's his business,
to try to figure out. To your point, it's their business, but it's just don't lie to people.
Yeah, don't lie crazy.
Like
you ain't got to lie to pick it.
We talk to a lot of black people who don't agree with it. Like I said, we talk to Dr. Scott. We don't agree on the politics of a lot of things, but he's out in the open.
Yes.
Hearing Dr. Scott and others, black Republicans, even inform us that a lot of black liberals have been making deals with Republicans, which is, well, fine, that's y'all business. But then trying to be
Policing.
media wise, pretending to be like super liberal and all this other shit.
Right.
It's like, then you didn't have to do all of that. Like, you don't have to lie how to kick it, my nigga.
Yeah, you got a lot of kick it. And my thing, y'all know how I am. My
You
thing
ain't gotta
is this.
try so hard.
That's funny. My thing is this. What probably gets on my nerve the most. You money blocking. So you will be a part of a culture that will oust someone that publicly says, like Nas and Jay-Z on Hip Hop is Dead, I am a black Republican. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to the Trump administration. I am looking to make a deal. You guys, a lot of folks, even in media, will jump on the bandwagon like, get them out of here. Take their money.
Oh, I get
and
what you're
then
saying.
Behind
Yeah.
the scenes,
Behind the scenes, LeBron
you making deals.
is working with both parties, but then they'll have people like Charlemagne play like the hitman,
Yeah.
and so Michelle,
It's a dirty game.
Chrisette,
Yeah.
Chrisette Michelle,
Yeah, Chrisette Michelle, yeah.
she be like, yo, I'm gonna do this for money, which is fair. People could criticize if they want to, but her
She only took a gig.
her life gets destroyed. But then Rick Ross could be like, play both Democrats and Republicans, whatever, right? They say you're supposed to be smart and talk to both sides, right? But Charlemagne didn't have that same energy for Snoop Dogg and for Rick Ross, and he damn sure didn't have that same energy for his white friend, Andrew Schultz. And when you bring these type of things up, people get mad at this platform, but it's the truth. I'm tired of black liberals in Hollywood doing business with Republicans and Democrats, but then coming outside and telling the black community, if you work with people who are not Democrats, you're a coon. And then
they go make deals. And that's what they do. They go make the deal.
And this is disgusting because then, no offense, it turns the black community on each other. So then black people start saying, this person's a coon, let's get rid of this black person, that. And the black person who's instigating this is behind the scenes
making deals
with both the Republicans and the Democrats.
That's the thing. And then again, look, y'all can say what y'all want to say. All you got to do is look at the famous popular musicians and entertainers that are around LeBron. Folks, y'all are looking at Republican blacks. I don't have a problem with it. I just wish you guys would shut up when other people that are black people decide to deal at the casino with all dealers. If I'm coming in, I'm going to talk to all of the dealers.
Snoop Dogg did it. Snoop Dogg, he was just for years ridiculing any black person who would talk to Trump or any Republican, and which isn't a problem if you're going to maintain that consistency. But then he went and did it too.
It's the crypto ball.
The crypto ball, for cryptocurrency opportunities. But also, Harry O got clemency from Trump, and which is fine. But it's like, that's very deviant. You gotta understand,
it's very sinister.
It's very sinister too.
Right.
And also the regular audience, the everyday black people have to grow up as well and stop letting black celebrities instigate them into cultural warfare, because that's psychological manipulation. Think about it. You as a black audience was activated to destroy a black person that you disagree with politically, instigated by another black celebrity who eventually went and did the same thing, but now has none of the consequences.
And are billionaires.
So it's like, this is all just a monopoly game of dark psychology, where the black population and the black audience is used as a toy soldier. You are to be You are to be activated to bully people. You are to be activated to cancel people. You are to be activated to get rid of people. But by the time you've gotten rid of all these people, the other black celebrities are like, yeah, now I'm on this side. And you know what? You can't do nothing about it because you used all your cancel cards up.
We all fall down.
You used all your cancel cards up for me. Because I told you to attack Chrisette Michelle. I told you to attack this person or that person. And then now I'm here doing it, and you don't have no energy or possibly no resources now to have that same energy.
Piece by piece, toy by toy, we all fall down like toy niggas. Yes, that's exactly how the game is played, ladies and gents. You know, look, I'm telling you, behind the scenes, we've had industry steppers all the time. You know, some people do like us and some people resent us. And we're not, I mean, you know, I'm sure our parents are like, oh, yeah, special children, right? That's fine. I don't specialize myself above anybody, again, but you can't play me, right? So it's either we're equal or I'm better. It's just going to be that, all right? I'm not doing the MLK speech Saturday morning cartoon with Static Shock with y'all, all right? But with that being the case, an ace is an ace and a spade is a spade. And the problem is, you know, hustlers that are scamming. Let me take that back. Hustlers are going to be a little bit different. Scammers have a problem with saying, hey, bro, you a scammer. That's cool. Just I don't want to be bothered with you. Well, okay, they're going to get irritated with it. Realistically, folks, behind the scenes, some of y'all favorite black preachy celebrities do business with some of you all's publicly anti-black Republicans and anti-black Democrats, because they do at the very least understand on the fiscal level a lot of these politicians are tools. So even what you're saying with ESPN, this is an agenda shakeup, okay? And the reason why I was bringing up leftists, white leftists and white progressives, because they're thinking, okay, if we disassociate ourselves from black Americans and we dump them, then maybe the Republicans will be open to doing deals with us. That's not going to happen. In fact, you're going to see Republicans be able to flip some Senate seats on top of everything, because at the end of the day, humans are going to be attracted to power. There are some people that had a problem with Trump. Lindsey Graham, before he croaked, he said, if they put Trump in office, it's going to destroy us, and we would deserve it.
And said, that's a real man.
Because the power was attractive, and he probably was looking at Trump's butt. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all have no idea what Lindsey Graham may have been into.
But what do you think, like, just like for example, even Charlamagne is friends with Nancy Mace.
Right.
He said that's his homegirl.
It is.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Chrisette Michelle was to be ridiculed.
Right.
You triggered the black community to attack her.
Attack
And
that
Nancy
girl.
Mace is your friend. And Andrew Schultz is your friend.
Yeah.
See, and then people get mad at us when we're like, I don't give a fuck what a black celebrity says. I'm not attacking anybody. You go deal with whatever the fuck you are up to. Whatever sneaky shit you're up to, you go deal with it yourself. I do, and this is just my advice. Y'all all adults. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. But I do think that we got to stop just rushing to attack people online based off of what a black celebrity says. Who gives a fuck what they have to say? They don't even make no fucking sense. Why are you telling me to go on a celebrity MAGA hunt when you literally have MAGA friends? So you're telling me to do a witch hunt on black celebrities on who may be connected with MAGA, but then the people who are telling you to go on this witch hunt are literally friends with MAGA people. Does that make any fucking sense?
It does if you think about the element of power. Charlemagne's friendship circles are powerful. That's where he's going to reside. Chrisette Michelle coming to the Breakfast Club was powerless at that time. Snoop Dogg was a part of the cultural ousting or the cultural eviction of one Kanye West. Only for him to go over when Trump comes in after an insurrection to do business with Trump. Well, if that was the case, pimp, I would have preferred you to come outside with Kanye when he had the red hat on, when they was in the Trump towers.
Well, Ye was telling the truth for that. And again, I don't co-sign
So
Ye does, because he's done a lot of weird stuff. But when Ye told the truth and said, well, I'm coming out with the red hat because he claimed a lot of black people in Hollywood were doing business with Trump.
Black people didn't believe him because they didn't see it.
But he was telling the truth on that.
He was telling the truth.
And then later down the line, you see all the black people he was talking about.
Yeah, y'all might see Republican Jay come outside. You never know the way this is going. Because I'm going to tell you this. Democrats are going to be losing bad. Bad. What did Joey say? Bad man coming. And I'm telling you guys this. They're going to lose horribly. Look at their messaging to black people. We don't want y'all. The politician out of Michigan. We don't need y'all. We don't want y'all. Get away from us. Y'all are bad luck. We keep losing because of you all. Y'all gave the half black woman 2 days to run the campaign.
And she fell for that trick, though.
And Kamala should have had respect for herself. Y'all got to go to Gavin Newsom or somebody else. I'm not running that. That's disrespectful. It's kind of like online.
They made her look like a foreign mammy.
That's what it did. And that's what they ended up calling her.
I would have said no.
Bag lady. You might as well had her play Erykah Badu, bag lady, every time she came outside.
But you know, these things are by design.
It's all by design.
Because,
intelligent design.
Because remember, Hillary Clinton agrees on one thing with Trump: foreign affairs.
There you go. So the reason why we're making this statement, I'm telling you guys, I know people are having their hoping and wishing, and then look, I'm not here to rain on your parade. I will leave that for the great whites to do that for y'all. But they're going to lose because so far, what I've gathered since Trump has come into office and since the Democrats messed up that run, because you already messed up when Joe Biden refused to step down a year earlier. There were people that told Joe, bro, step down now. Give her a chance to have at least a year of runway power to develop that. It wasn't going to happen because there was a united front, like Sin stated. It was united. There's a united agreement on the geopolitical agenda.
That's where Plattner and his people fucked up. Abdullah's doing better.
You're going to have people are going to be trying to find ways to cipher off of black energy while distancing themselves from black people. I always tell you this. They talk about woke go broke. All right. If you go...
Sinners did good. The Odyssey did good.
Here's the thing. I told you all about this 17-year-old to 35-year-old angry white male base. They don't have no money. They don't have any money. They don't purchase tickets. They don't buy albums. They don't watch films. They don't have Netflix subscriptions. They can't afford a date. They have high rates of suicide right now. I want to be clear. I'm not mocking it. But if you go look at the statistical studies, the data shows that a lot of single males in this country, high rates of suicide. Black men for other reasons, racial disparity, biases, work as they say with black men, last hired, first fired. Right?
Yeah.
So you got that going on. But with white males, there's something else. You literally have Hunter Biden sitting down in a hotel with Hot Twink, right? Sitting down in a hotel with him and talk about we need to focus on the 17 to 35-year-old white male demographic because they're so angry.
Yeah, he asked him, he said to Nick, like, why do? Because Nick is blaming his stress on black crime in Chicago. Man, shut the fuck up. This twink is definitely being
So the
pushed.
person that walked up on his door with the gun, were they black?
No. He was being pushed by dark agencies.
Dark money.
He was being groomed by Laura Loomer. Like whatever. He's going to have his run.
Yeah.
They're already grooming him for
White
his run.
progressives already have invited him to the party.
So we already
to the seasonless cookout.
We know what's going to happen with him. He's going to have his run.
And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying here, you all, one aspect of power, pain is power. Because if somebody can inflict pain on you, they have power. Realistically, it sucks. Black people have been through this in this country over and over, which is why we have more wisdom, actually. And we do real calling out of each other. We're not perfect by any means, but because our ancestors have had pain inflicted on them, because they have lost towns and in some cases parts of cities, black people are very hypervigilant and aware and careful. This is why you had an 80+ turnout percent of black people, even if they said we don't agree with Kamala. There were some people that said, bro, I really don't agree with this woman on anything, but I'm really not trying to see Klansmen address the nation, right? Black people had wise group intelligence at the time. Other people, because they've had the freedom to avoid pain or had the freedom to even not understand that they are in a position of pain, they played around during 2024, just in general,
some of them
right?
had the smart move where they said, I'm withholding my vote because you're not standing on reparation. Kamala Harris was all over the place with that.
Of course she was.
And, black people have a right to be like, stop playing
around.
Games. Are you down or not?
So
are you going to commit to this or not?
I've said this before, and we had a lot of people that showed up on the election day once they saw the results on the federal level. I saw a lot of you guys was down and depressed, and I told you guys, I said, what are you upset about? It was 105 days. Then on top of that, you had Roland Martin yelling at black people. You had D.L. Hughley cursing out Janet Jackson. Like nothing, it was ghetto. It was raggedy. It was trash. It was the most raggedy hood shoot 'em up at the car show, school shooter shit that you could think
Trump
of.
is ghetto.
Right.
Biden ghetto.
So it was all raggedy.
Picking 2 days
I
to
told
run
y'all,
is stupid.
For me personally, since George W. Bush, Joe Biden was one of the most ghetto presidents I've ever seen in my life. Then here comes Trump again, right? Look, Democrats and white progressives, with all of their lip service, they're probably going to have to get put through the ringer like Drake said. I put you wiggers through the ringer. They're going to have more pain. Because right now they're saying, well, we can push the pain off to black people by having a public divorce with them. That's fine, but every time you've seen this in the country, when you've seen entertainment decide to get rid of all black people, their views drop, their money drops. Then they got to go through this weird cycle again of resuscitating through black people, saying, okay, we got Top Model 3.0 is on Netflix. We got a bunch of black shows. And then they're going to write up their articles in Variety and Vanity Fair talking about the new black Hollywood to get you guys excited to help resuscitate their brand. And then when they have an uptick of profits, they want to dump black people again politically and culturally. That's a sick cycle that has been going on in this country for 250 years.
Also, what did you want to say pertaining to Tupac and KEFEE D's case? Is the only topic that we didn't touch on yet in the title.
Well,
so, yeah. How do what you've been paying attention to the case? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
Oh, I actually feel like they're starting to come out, and there's murmurs about KEFEE D being the fall guy, and they've been struggling. There has been some setbacks. My personal opinion, I do believe KEFEE D has terminal cancer on top
That's
of
what
that.
they claim, that he has terminal cancer,
There's a good chance, just like them announcing whether Mitch McConnell is alive or not, they're probably going to wait till after August 3rd to say, oh, Mitch McConnell more than likely passed away, so they don't have to have a special election. There's a good chance, because you got to remember, Diddy is having his release date. It keeps getting moved up, and one of the things that is looming over Diddy's head like a guillotine is Tupac's murder. And KEFEE D has already kind of talked about, hey, he did say for somewhere between $1 to $2 million through Zip that I wish I can get Tupac out of here because he's a problem for me. There's a good chance that KEFEE D could die before he even finishes trial.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see in hip hop, because everybody say, if you get killed in Hollywood, it's because you're a revolutionary or fighting. That's not the case. Sometimes it is. Sometimes people are murdered because of political reasons, or because they trying to do something innovative, and then sometimes they just get killed because of just mafia shit that has nothing to do with there in Cali. But getting back though to Tupac though, and KEFEE D, we talked about this before. Like, when you allegedly murdered him for far less. This is why it's a good policy to just stay away from that industry altogether. It's a circus and it's a mental institution. Nothing makes any sense. And KEEFE D was trying to get rich off of the death of Tupac and hustle because he didn't get the money for Diddy. He was asking Diddy for help on Art of Dialogue. Shout out to Art. He was trying to panhandle, and he was generating some buzz for himself, but then clink.
Well, yeah,
So, it is interesting that you even see some gang members and stuff like for clout speaking on Rad TV or speaking on other platforms and trying to generate clout off of their crimes, and then some of them going to prison for that type of gamble.
With Tupac specifically, what they said, new evidence connected to the notorious B.I.G. Nevada prosecutors have introduced a turned over a site of a significant cache of additional records to the defense. Remarkably, these documents stem from the investigation into the 1997 murder of Christopher Wallace, notorious B.I.G. Prosecutors state the portions of these files directly intersect with both the Tupac Shakur murder and Davis's allegations. Now, remember, one thing I told you guys should probably pay attention to. I said this in 2024. I said it in 2023. Cindy and I, we both said it in 2022. Pay attention to Reggie Wright.
Reggie Wright quiet for a reason. He been saying, Dr. Dre gotta watch out.
We told you about
get
that.
Clunk too. I don't know how true that is, but Reggie Wright has been quiet because Reggie Wright he was talking for years.
Right.
He was talking for years. He was on that what's that street podcast that they used to have?
Bomb First.
No.
Oh, you talking about Gangster Chronicles?
Yeah, Gangster Chronicles.
Gangster Chronicles. Yeah,
Reggie Wright was over there. Then he went and started to do his own thing. He has been. It's been all of 2026. He's been very quiet.
He's still been doing some light interviews with Bomb First, and I know they kind of had their issues with other people as well. And I think even that whole space, that sphere, is just a lot of stuff going on. The reason why I'm telling you guys that, because remember what the KEEFE D said. He says, if I go down Tupac, Reggie should go down for Biggie. And Reggie did say it in an interview one time. He said, well, if I smoked Biggie Smalls, wouldn't I have done the people. He said, when you say he deserved it or there was a favor, something to that.
Reggie. Reggie's interview is really interesting because when he describes Tupac, he almost described it in a way where he's like, there's a case of why we maybe should have left him alive. But when he talks about Biggie, he describes Biggie as a fat debauch, a lot of eerie, freaky, weird stuff going on in the industry conversations. Everywhere, though. It's not just hip-hop. I mean, we're a hip-hop platform, even though we talk about a lot of other things. So, of course, it makes it seems like it's just hip-hop, but it's everywhere. Even when you talk about, the Epstein files or Harvey Weinstein, or even when you're talking about who killed Pac or Diddy coming out of prison, or even if you're talking about, execs and all that, it's a lot of crazy stuff. Was a conspiracy theory or wasn't true in the industry, whatever, and so on and so forth about all the things. Or even when in the 90s, when they talked about how they're trying to kill you through the food. But, then, people in the United States was making enough money. So people whatever. And we was good movies and music, so people was like, shut the fuck up. Now the last couple of years is all at once people are seeing this is confirmed. This is confirmed to be true.
That's why when conversations, just in general, folks, I always say, point straight from A to B is the easiest way. And again, not to conflate everything, because confusion is a weapon too. Confusion is a very powerful weapon. It's actually a very effective dominating tool to rule the masses in public, and it's also a lot of times to undermine people's points. Let's say you have people that actually make great, valuable, salient points. I come in with confusion right after they say something, and you forget about what these people have said or this person has said. That's a very powerful tool. People even use it. You guys see it even when political pundits are gaslighting each other. They do it in conversations. That's all they're doing. They're gaslighting each other. And usually if I hear somebody does that, where if I say something that's salient or it's impactful and they come in with confusion, I disengage from the conversation. You're not here for a conversation. You're here to gaslight and put on a bullshit show that you're only entertained by, like you're a dirty dolphin. The reason why I'm bringing this up, look, the industry, Sin and I, we said this before. That's why I said what I said earlier at the top of the stream. I wanted to get that out the way because we do got some weirdos that think thought crimes should talk about only what they want thought crimes to talk about, and then when we don't, they try to call people tethers and make up shit all the time. Or that, either that or that we're bought and paid for by Democrats, or we work for Israel, or we're Republicans. They try everything because they really don't have any power other than just making up shit, right? And what I like to do with them all the time, I'll always remind them, the industry needs a body. Don't matter which black body is going to get elected, they need a body. And
See,
the only thing
NBA YoungBoy situation and Doughboy and all that.
Yeah.
Or
So-
there's multiple situations cooking at once.
Yeah, so I always want to be clear because you can't play games with us. You can say all you want. Y'all can keep y'all stand wars like y'all want to. Y'all have every right to get on the internet and express your need to cosplay as your favorite rappers' stand discipline. But Sin and I, we're telling you, the industry, there's murmurs. It's been this way for a bit of a couple of years now. They need a body. The rappers ain't making nobody no money. You're seeing that people online are making more money and actually tearing down any of these rappers' iconography. That's why a lot of times for me personally, you check rappers, you put them back in their place because after a while, most of them are big babies. Most of them are, like they said about Messi, they FIFA princesses.
Well, also, Pluto and Aquarius, of course things are getting worse. People, of course, have been monitored for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Even Enemy of the State, when Will Smith in the film was talking about NSA, and that was at the time people were like, NSA, what is NSA, right? Everybody's being watched, not just thought crimes.
No.
Some people, you're underestimating yourselves. Even people in the chat, everybody's being monitored.
There's a dossier on all of y'all.
Industry people are monitored.
Yeah.
Civilians are monitored. Politicians are monitored. Everybody's monitored, right? And people are monitoring each other too. Because now, like what Prince said, because of the industry decided to bring the stand wars into independent media, now platforms are being monitored. Is this platform Pro Rock Nation? Is this platform OVO? Is this platform Barb? Is this platform this and that? So now people are being monitored for that. I personally think if you truly are an independent platform, I would not take any of those poisons.
And you know what's funny about that?
Because it's just going to lead to some
dizziness.
type of
Destruction.
trouble. It's like a Trojan horse. Like you think, oh my God, this is a fucking gift. I mean,
I can milk this.
The people, music and movies that I like, they're here talking to me or whatever. This is amazing. But you never ask the question, what are they here for? Why are they talking to you? Because obviously the industry is not based off only talking to people who are talented.
It's just that they need something.
They don't just only talk to people who are talented. They also talk to people that they're trying to make a lick.
They need something.
Or
It's very simple.
to help accomplish something.
They need something. It's very simple, y'all. So that's one thing, again, when people stay in their circles and their spaces of echo chambers. I'm a grown-ass man, and there's things we've seen, there's things we've heard, and there's things we've called before it happened, and it's not out of arrogance. Players and playettes, the industry is dark. It's a very dark industry. There's things that are happening in front of y'all right now aside from the big three niggas. There's things that are happening with certain conversations that y'all think, oh, this is just, regular sparring. And then you have no idea there's a bunch of gang elements involved in the background.
Yeah, a lot of mafia street stuff.
There's a lot of it. And
don't want to be bothered with that.
Actually, there are a lot of malicious squares on the microphone, whether they know it or not. Some of them are aware, but there are a lot of malicious squares on the microphone that are ignorantly promoting the bullshit.
Oh, from the industry too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want people to understand that. So a lot of times,
yes, there's that too.
yeah, what you think you're fighting or what you think the conversation is, even with the FIFA, when you seeing one side not mess with the other side, that's not even what y'all think it is. And I don't have the time or patience to keep going into a lot of it because genuinely, like I stated before, typically a lot of hardcore rap only listeners are just genuinely stupid. They act just like the MAGA idiots. That's it. Everybody has derangement syndrome somewhere. Some of us have workaholic derangement syndromes that our spouses have to tell us, get up, go outside. It'll be okay. You won't miss anything. Call off work. You've been working 7 days a week. So we have to kind of mind ourselves in that space. And you have to keep, no, you do have to remain, healthy in the process.
No, I remember at the beginning too, certain things like people thought, y'all just 2 squares from the suburbs. I was like, just because you see
I'm not from the suburbs.
Black people
nigga.
Animating and doing things, it doesn't mean that they're just squares from the suburbs. We are squares though. Yeah. But Prince and I did not grow up with a silver spoon in our mouths.
And this is the life
Me from Jersey City, he's from Atlanta.
Yeah,
there are a lot of dark things that Prince and I went through. The difference is we just don't use it as an excuse to exploit people, and we decided to go a different route, and that's fine, and people can make their decisions. But some people thought, oh man, we could turn them into a lick because they're just 2 gullible squares. No, we're not.
Well, first of all, again, I have my own background. My life is, and I work hard to maintain a square situation in my life. I don't give a fuck about what was going on when I was 17 or 18 or how I was moving. Okay? And I don't have a self-esteem issue. No, I'm not doing any crime. I'm chilling. Yes, we get up, we animate, we work, we edit, we put out information for our continuing developing community, the think tank, and that's it. I told y'all, like I told homeboy, love him, but nigga, I told you, brother, I don't want no dope from none of these niggas. Who you think you talking to? Nigga, like, you think that's how it works for me? That, like, I don't even get in the room with criminal niggas, and then I try to speak about violent aspects of my life to feel like, yeah, I can drive. I'm getting away from you niggas. This is a slow conversation. And unfortunately, you have that in rap music. Everybody's trying to prove how they're the hardest. When they kill one of these people, which they will, you're going to see everybody have humble pie. People are going to be talking them like Medgar Evers. People going to want to bring up the Voting Rights Act in 1964. Because guess what, y'all? Like everybody else, we're humans. We can be hard-headed. We don't know any better. That's what I said. A lot of times when you see me cook people, it ain't no hate. I'm going across your head out of love to teach you to focus your aggression in the right direction. You focus your aggression in the direction of your oppression. And learn to cooperate as an adult with adults that disagree with you. For your world, Kendrick and Drake is your world. For me, I had fun. It was nice. That don't mean you try to show aggression towards our platform with that. Okay?
And also don't try to be sneaky to drag us back in nonsense either. Because there's people who are trying to do that too. I don't want no OVO chain or no Rock Nation hat.
I'm good on
or nothing from nobody chain or hats or nothing like that. We like to remain independent. And first of all, all these industry people don't even know who throwing pebbles at them. Who wants to live a paranoid life like that where you getting pebbles and shit thrown at you and you don't even know who's throwing it?
A lot of times, like we said, even with Charlemagne, the people that actually tried to get him out the first time, he's still on Instagram with him. He's still taking pictures with him. And we know that for a fact. His ass was so paranoid, he assumed thought crimes had something to do with it. Said, nigga, this is who you going to Panera Bread with.
It's the same thing with Joe. Joe Budden thought we was about to do a campaign on him. I was like, Joe Budden, nobody over here cares about you. Like,
how can I fuck up Joe Budden's day today?
Yeah, Joe Budden. Because there was some women who have issues with him that, responded to our comments when we were just roasting him about how he treats female MCs on his platform. And then, he was mad because he thought we was going to do a campaign. Nigga, come on. Like, Think about it. Who cares about doing a fucking campaign against Joe Button except for that time
Let me pull out my pad.
Charlemagne did with the whole Spotify situation.
8 a.m. How can I fuck up Joe Budden's lunch? That's what niggas don't understand. My opinion is my opinion. I'm moving. I don't give a fuck. We're probably the best people folks can deal with because Sin and I, we're not possessive. We don't give a fuck like that. Now, that's what I said before.
Even when people thought people cared about infiltrating. First of all, when people want to infiltrate your little circle groups, no matter what the rap label is, whether it's from the West Coast, the East Coast, Canada, South, or whatever, they stay sucking off. They don't break because everybody knows that people with big heads love getting it massaged, and the more you say yes sir, the closer you get to those people's orbits.
People got to grow up, and like I said, with the rap community, it's kind of in a slow class right now. It's taking a minute. They'll get there. Unfortunately, something will have to happen. Tragedy usually breaks rank, and it's a bit of a hard-headed subgenre culturally right now, and people are stubborn. They're feeling like we're going to wield the conversation in this direction. Again, Mamdani just publicly called for the arrest of Israel's prime minister. Folks, there's always a checking order of what's greater concern to the general public.
Do you have any other thoughts on Tupac and KEEFE D?
I think Tupac and KEEFE D situation, I think specifically with KEEFE D, I personally don't think he has that much time left. That's
also
just
in the
my
chat,
opinion.
They said that because he never got paid, I mean, there's nothing to really trace it back to Diddy. What do you think about that as well? And also
there are people, we told you guys, even some of y'all favorites that people are defending, they are in the background. They have been trying to get Diddy out. Diddy he still has a lot of power. Okay?
Even with his ass up in the air, oiling it up.
Well, that never mattered.
No, it never did.
It never mattered. That's one thing y'all got to understand. Y'all will find out about y'all favorite rappers. As I said it before, they hang out with everybody. Pro-Zionists, pro-Palestinians. They hang out with cross-dressing trans billionaires.
Woke people,
anti-woke, Aryan Brotherhood, Hell's Angels, Nazis.
You see,
they hang out with everybody.
Ye's been in every space. He's been in the pro-black space. He's been in the native tongue space. He's been in the white supremacist space. He's been in the neo-Nazi space. He's been in the Democrat space, the Republican space, the Israeli space, the pro-Palestine space. He's been the technocrats, the grassroots. Everywhere.
Yeah, and we get it, and to be fair to the general public, and again, we have our patience, that's why a lot of times, people think like, well, y'all really could get cooking with this. Not necessarily. It's not what you think it is. And it's okay to let some of the fish pass by. You're trying to grab everything. You're just going to end up in trouble. With that being the case,
biggest mistakes of our lives.
That is true.
Don't
See,
do it, baby. Boom, boom.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that, Sin. And what people are kind of finding out right now, there are some people, and I can tell, I can see it in their eyes. They know they've, like Sin sung, they've made some mistakes, and politics is a very dirty game, and what is going on in politics is bleeding into your entertainment. This is why you're seeing this round of firing with ESPN, because also they're going to be looking to get rid of any challenging voices concerning midterms, concerning the election for 2028 as well. Bill Maher already threw his hat out there and told you where it is. You see all of this stuff spinning, and you're not really seeing too much resistance. And when you think about historically with tyranny, again, people actually say it happens very quickly. Happens overnight, and you start to see it like the censoring of media, art in general. And, the first time around, even when somebody says get Colin Kaepernick off the field, what was the pimping hand about it was like, do you agree with what Colin is doing? When in reality, You did have a sitting president that said, get him out of here. And that has been the sentiment moving forward. Again, people thought folks was crazy when they said, hey, something's funny going on with their channels under the Biden administration. And then you saw the grand lawsuit that came out, and the dossiers that came out that said that the Biden administration did, in fact, encourage social media platforms to throttle and suppress accounts that spoke out against the administration.
Even in hip hop, certain breakdowns, like even when we said, like, why did anybody even trust Sloan Bella? She was just regurgitating shit people been said and then adding it to it. I remember some industry people getting sassy with us and said, oh, y'all said this about Jay-Z. Unlike some other people, we always say, just because an obstacle is going to come your way, how you handle it, you still have free will. With Diddy, I mean, we already knew a long time ago he was going to end up in prison. But the worst case scenario, he could have ended up dead. And he had a lot of willpower that he beat the worst charges of them all, the RICO charge. And you see, even in that situation, yes, obstacles, a lot of things he was being connected to that he still may be connected to, but you see he still may and more than likely get out of prison. Just because you see obstacles about to head towards somebody's way, how they deal with it is still how they decide to deal with it. Some people are good at handling obstacles coming their way. Some people aren't. But Sloan Bella, anyway, she said she's pushing back the timeline of when Jay-Z's gonna get got. She pushing it back to 2035 or 2045.
Well, I mean, it's just like hip hop to believe a white woman. So why do I care?
You don't even know her. She could be working for the CIA, FBI.
They're suspicious of two niggas though.
Because they're stupid.
So that's why, like, even with the forecasting and warnings, that's off the table. I told y'all, oh no, a lot of y'all niggas get on my nerve. Bro, like I said, if a crackhead tells me, hey, young blood, don't go down there, man, they robbing niggas, I'm like, you know what, man? Thank you, and would you like some Miss Winners? That's it. That's what I said. A lot of y'all in the industry, man, especially y'all rap niggas, y'all know what y'all love dying. Y'all love dying. It's that simple. And I get it. There are so many male and female prostitutes that willingly traffic themselves to you all, whether they sell out their friends, their group, their community. I get why y'all think that way. I told you guys 7 before. Like I said, Buddy calling in, tripping with us about Charlemagne's check, Joe Budden's check, Jay-Z's check. I said, nigga, I don't want no dope from nobody. That was offensive. That man sounded like a demon on the phone.
Yeah, we talking to you, Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky, bro. You, the whole demon came out of you like in The Devil's Advocate. As soon as I said I don't want no dope from none of these niggas.
Well, you want to be broke?
That was like
you want to be on here for 4 more years?
That was like I threw blessed oil on you, nigga.
Niggas, you don't care about the views?
Views from what? The 6? Views from Compton? From Brooklyn? What are you talking about?
Who will sell their soul for some fucking views?
Well, I think people got to understand, I have a history before YouTube. I don't care. I like to have fun. I like my freedom.
My nigga,
I hate.
We don't got the views.
Sid knows I hate it when we made our jokes and people would phone call us behind the scenes. I said, it feels like I'm in a relationship with white women. Karens. Yo, hey, brother.
Wait, you was in a relationship with a white woman before?
With these industry niggas.
I know, I'm saying, how do you know that it feels that way unless you was in a relationship?
Because you're telling on people. I've seen other black niggas locked up with white women get told on.
Prez, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
You get what I'm saying? So, listen, I can't do it. Oh, also, by the way, they cut Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut Cam Newton. Can't forget about Big Cam. They cut Cam Newton. Right? Yeah, listen, I get it. I know for some of you all, there are some industry folks that are in the chat, but for some of y'all are just clicking on different, people on YouTube. Y'all jumping in lives that don't, y'all like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I got to get back to work. Yeah. That's fine. And I'm just telling you all, it's not really what y'all think it is.
No, because all the choices, I mean, they look like they should be good choices. Like, I mean, when you think about it, but it just all looked like a trap. Like you think
I don't even see any good choices.
No, I'm talking about the illusion.
Oh yeah.
Like
right.
you know, if other people were in certain positions, they'd be like,
"Oh, I get what you said." Yeah,
I'm gonna take that opportunity. But all of it looked like there's some form of entrapment there. Like, you know, oh yo, it looks good to be over here. Nope, trap. Oh wait a minute, no, this industry pile, no. And then even think about it, like views. People like what? So you're telling me that y'all been convincing people possibly for views, like, you know, just views, that they'll, you know, do this stuff, work for views? That's crazy.
They ain't even getting them Officer Tatum checks. At least that nigga getting $6,000 or $7,000 of spending money on the side. I'm sure his notes are higher than that, but shit, at least they can get his fat ass a burger or
but
something.
I understand to your point why they think that. People do it for attention.
Yeah.
So people want clout. They
Yes.
want to be seen. They want views.
Yeah.
But just like you saw, KEFEE D didn't even get paid. You killed an icon and legend.
Yeah.
And you didn't even get any fucking money.
You get nothing.
Then you tried to hustle to get money while begging Diddy to look out for you.
Yeah.
And you entrapped yourself. And actually, a situation where it looked like it would be bad for Diddy, it ends up
being a blessing.
Looking like it may be a blessing in disguise, but you know.
Well, I think
I mean, you know,
I told you guys.
Ooh, man, like they romance that whole gang stuff.
Y'all gonna see
murder allegedly was a part of murdering Tupac for nothing.
He's a slow street nigga. And there's uses for y'all know who I'm talking about too. Y'all know the slow street niggas that be running their mouth online. Everybody uses them. There's a bunch of slow street niggas talking. Sometimes slow street niggas don't even know that they're slow. Nah, bro, I'm putting in work. Say something about my boy. I know you're a slow street nigga. There's some smart ones. I've dealt with the smart ones, but there's a lot of slow street niggas that just want attention. All right? And like I said, with this era of media, because this too shall pass. You know, there's going to be a point where you're going to be older beyond this era, and you're either going to have established yourself something great, and you're going to be like, you know what? I took advantage of the California gold rush of social media from 2009 to maybe 2036 or 2030, and you would have made something yourself. But there are going to be a lot of people, just like we got people from the Gen X era during the Cross Colors era, that are looking back at this day and saying, you know what, we wasted time. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to realize I wasted time. I went and handed my energy over to a failing institution. And that could just be the institution of celebrity, the institution of clout and attention. You know, or are you going to take advantage of this so you can have something that you've built yourself on in the future?
No, you're right about that. Like, this is something that is going to be interesting to see what happened down the line.
Yeah.
Or even when you have CJ talking about, y'all tried to run a campaign on academics.
Who?
We don't give a fuck about none of the people y'all mentioned. Not no
Who said
Hov,
this?
not no Charlemagne, not no academics. We don't care. And actually, many of y'all come to this platform so y'all can try to look for information.
To run campaigns on others.
To run campaigns on other people.
Was it CJ is in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. CJ says y'all tried to run a campaign on academics. Don't act like we forgot. I don't think. I'm going to try to not to act like you actually think. How about that? Academics, Charlemagne, like Sin stated, even Ebro, who has been fired from Hot 97. I want y'all to even think about that. Ebro, Laura Stiles, and Rosenberg were all unceremoniously fired from Hot 97. And they were, quote unquote, considered safe.
Oh, and to add to that, y'all just fucking slow.
All right.
This platform can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, number one, like, you know, we said. And two, it's not our fault that y'all slow asses take what we've been doing for 10 years independently, not taking any of y'all poison apples, and stay to ourselves. And you come here and you try to data mine the information so you can go run off and attack Charlemagne or academics. Who gives a fuck what we said about any of these people? Why are you over here?
No. I wanna.
That's the interesting question.
With
Why are
CJ.
you here?
No, I'm fine. Listen, CJ, you can be here all you want, nigga. Academics is not in none of our thumbnails all up and down this channel, nigga. You only consume either anti or pro academics content. And when you step outside, you see academics' face everywhere. That's called being in your echo chamber. And like I told y'all before, y'all niggas gonna understand there are free-thinking black folks in rap and hip-hop politic media. The problem is y'all are not used to that. Like, old boy was on the phone. He kept trying to double dutch with me like, come on, nigga, you a slave somewhere because I know I'm one. Nigga, I don't care. That's what you got to understand. So because that's how y'all are locked in with y'all algorithm, and I get it. The algorithm is gangster. Sin and I work with it all the time. We see it every day. This algorithm is something that's incredible that you guys don't even understand. So people can be like, bro, I didn't know y'all went live because the new algorithm is not set up that way. It's not even based on subscription. So when people be like, yeah, I hit 60,000 subscribers, now it's such and such. YouTube don't care about that. What YouTube cares about is that if somebody likes one video, they're going to get 5 to 10 more videos just like that one video they liked. You could click on one. You could be literally watching hip hop videos all week, and you click on one video about stickers. Then you come out of the video, you got 17 recommendations for stickers.
And like Metaphysics said, they really want us to clash with academics. Unless somebody try to be cute with us, there's no reason for us to care about Charlemagne, academics, Joe Budden. And also, we don't live our lives on ego. That's how a lot of these people get killed. They inflate their ego and they get outrageous with how they think and how they do things, and then they get set up. And they usually get set up by people in their own camps or people who pretend to be their mentors. Prince and I don't have to worry about none of y'all. I mean, you usually get done up by people who riding close and dirty.
Well, I would like Thought Crimes, you know why I fuck with y'all heavy. One, your name is real as fuck. Two, instead of just pushing your agenda and drama, you produce incredible esoteric work. Well, thank you very much. High Power, classic song too, by the way. Shouts out to you. Thank you so much. And I just want to touch on what Sin said, right? Look, let's just say this. Shouts out to CJ. We know there's some stuff popping off behind the scenes. That's why y'all seeing, and also for our think tank listeners, I want y'all to understand. Notice when I covered Jada Kiss 38 Special, when Sin and we started covering Doom, we talked about comic books, PlayStation. Did y'all see anybody like cut up in the chat at the beginning? Y'all tethers, y'all got some against academics, y'all ran a campaign against them, y'all scared of this, y'all scared of Charlemagne, y'all scared of Ebro. Y'all didn't see that. You're seeing it now because something's going on behind the scenes. Sin and we're not yet. And right now, Sin and I are not saying it. But this is concerning y'all favorite niggas in hip-hop, rappers. Because we told y'all early on there was an industry war going on for a long time. And the reason why Sin and I usually do not mess with a lot of them, you can tell them, buddy, don't go across the street, they shooting. They like, nigga, fuck you. Go across the street, they get hit in the shoulder. Oh, goddamn, I hate niggas. Okay, I can't do anything with that. So we do know that there's some stuff going on that has yet to be revealed publicly. But when y'all start seeing them cut up in the chat, that's because people are trying to get folks in line for something that is taking place behind the scenes. And, so a lot of times you guys only get the back end when the story breaks. A lot of times Sin and I see and hear what goes on before it breaks.
No, to your point too, you broke that down really well. Fight your own battles in war. You know, like you broke it down before in Metaphysics as well. You know, spent the past couple of years trying to have us go after people, and the answer is no. Unless those people have something to say about us, we're not going to say and do anything. fight your own fucking battles, you know? And if you win, good for you. And if you don't, well, you know, that sucks.
And here's the thing that's beautiful about it. If you win, you still got to deal with the Supreme Court. I keep telling you niggas, you still got to deal with the fucking Supreme Court. So I want y'all to understand, I know for some of y'all, they like, bro, what's going on? Some weird shit. For those people that have been in our think tank, you've been seeing all type of people pop up in our chat, famous, non-famous, people that said they were in our chat and then claimed publicly they weren't. I'm fine with that. I don't need to prove nothing to you.
Which I knew when that stream ended. I said, this person's going to say
they weren't in the chat.
And then I was like, damn, I should have called it out on the stream. That would have really freaked people out if I would have just fucking said it.
It's fine.
But next time, after that point, I was like, nope, I'm just going to call it when I feel it and see it. Yeah. I'm not playing with these people.
Well, neither is the industry, though. Look, I mean, I get people getting spicy, and I know there's some things that are happening behind the scenes that's going to spill out into the public again. And in hip hop, people are playing games. That's why you're seeing them trying to have people get angry to go after folks. I saw people constantly trying to line us up against people that Kendrick Lamar knows. I've seen people in the industry try to line us up to go against people that Drake has co-signed publicly in media. You know, so there's just a theme going on right now, and it's cool. But I'm really telling y'all, most of y'all gonna be looking like Ichabod Crane at the end of this.
And plus,
you know, and it is what it is, and I'm just keeping it G with y'all. I get it. People are being cute right now. They got their little boy club, girl club situation. But as you guys can see, ESPN is having a lot of heads roll. The Supreme Court is having a lot of heads roll. And you had to have wiser group intelligence. And unfortunately, just rap as a culture is just not there. You know, and y'all should have known something when they broke off the women who also co-created hip-hop. That was a red indicator there. People looking for the traitors. I'm like, buddy, a lot of this shit then took place 40 years ago. All right, when they told that black girl with the microphone, bitch, you cannot get on the stage with us. It's just the niggas on stage. That's where the first betrayal happened. And ever since then, every black nigga was up for a sacrifice, except Do-Rag Eminem.
But our day ones, y'all can tell the difference, the heaviness that's here now, because you're only here because y'all trying to do something nefarious with each other. You wasn't here before. And industry people are like very, they're very indulgent. They have entitlement issues. And they only come to you when they need something. See, they always make it seem like it's just one way. Yes, they do have a lot of groupies and they do have a lot of people who try to use them as a lick, for sure. But they do the same thing. When they want something from someone, that's when they're in your face. You know, burner accounts. They want you to go at the Charlemagne. They want you to go at the academics. You're going to have to grow the fuck up. We said that academics and Charlemagne was going to class. So what? It happened. We already knew it was going to happen. I'm not saying we know everything. We don't. But, again, Tony Bugsby, who else he's going to say 1-800 for? If Diddy already in trouble, obviously he's going to go after Jay-Z and tie them two together, which he did. I don't know why people are so surprised by that. You know, some of them probably want us to stop talking, but at the same time, you use the information to try to get an indication about something. Like, people are pretty much banging on 38 because of what DJ said on the phone. What DJ said on the phone could be true. He could be getting backed by Drake. Who knows? Possibly. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Prince don't fucking know.
I mean, either way.
But
yeah.
You know, a lot of people are working on that angle just in case.
Okay, but here's the thing. Either way, y'all know how this is. If you ain't got the money to stop nobody, you ain't got no power. They got people online on YouTube uploading YouTube videos every day to stop millionaires who are backed by dark billionaires. They don't even have any energy to have sex with their wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or both if they're doing that. So, you know, I get it. You know, Cindy and I, we focused on Mamdani today, politics, and we talked about also with health dynamic. And again, like we said, when people are getting upset with us, they sit in their little group chat niggas into the chat and try to make up stories. Like Sin and I are Caribbean tethers, you know, and I love our black people that listen to us from all parts of the world. I mean, I would have to be a fool not to, but I do love us black Americans. But I don't have that insecurity, and I'm not putting up nothing to try to validate any lies. I know what this is about. Sid and I, we already know what this is about. So we've been dealing with battles on multiple fronts. And we told y'all there was going to be some dustiness after 2024.
I actually would prefer for all of y'all to move on. All the people who trying to line us up towards academics, nobody's scared of nobody, but you going to fight your own battles. Lining up for Charlemagne. We spoke on Charlemagne years ago, in academics years ago, and Joey and all these people. There's no need for a campaign. You're just fucking slow. And I am really tired of a lot of you slow industry people. I do want y'all to move on, because y'all keep trying to be cute. We didn't hop on anything in 2024. We talked how we usually talk. Y'all thought there was something that could be used as a toy soldier. We caught on and said, oh no, I don't want no celebrity ego on top of my fucking brand or independent platform. Neither does Prince Solomon. Now move on. Y'all can, keep battling each other on your own.
Well, I mean, like I said before, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, again, they're going to be having some surprises for folks. And there's going to be certain moves that I'm going to watch people make. When it happens, y'all might as well figure out it's up. And again, I get it. Shouts out to Kid and Hart. He said tether crimes. Shouts out to you, man. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, all of that stuff, they come out with all that stuff because, again, like I said, people can go in the industry, especially black industry folks, because I feel personally a lot of times they're the worst. They're just the worst, because you'll see them delicately approach white people, even if they don't have any talent, and they try to negotiate with them. They can literally get their hands or get in a room with a multi-talented black person, man or woman, and they do this pimp and break a bitch action. How can the broken break the strong? Where we going with this? Y'all running from y'all lawyers. Folks, y'all have financial accountants that have assumed power of attorney over y'all brand quietly. Y'all don't want to say it in rap music because you don't want to get roasted by the rap community, even though you've been talking about kill niggas, but you're not telling anybody that your accountant has power of attorney over all of your finances. Let's say, bro, we can move on from this because literally most of their gripes have nothing to do with us. Look, we'll tell you how dark and sinister it is. When all of that weird shit happened with Lulu, there were people who said y'all should break him and have a come up off of him. And the further you can push, even if it's a crazy nigga, right? Because niggas are made to be crazy for a reason. I consider him a crazy nigga, right? If you can sacrifice a crazy nigga, you can be elevated. That's why there is the rule of two, and then there was one when it comes to rap music, hip-hop, or black celebrities. The next rising black celebrity or the upcoming black influencer or pundit, they have to get rid of the previous nigga.
I mean,
there can only be one.
Yeah.
There can only be one. Lakeith Stanfield ain't never did nothing to us. All he did was have a conversation with us. And you had people that was saying, yo, y'all basically need to kill his brand so y'all can rise.
Or, I mean, we could have been manipulative because he had a beef with Charlemagne. I don't hide the fact that I don't like Charlemagne. We told him, don't get into no beef with Charlemagne. Focus on your career. Why would you, big mouth radio host, all he going to do is just keep trying to tear you down every episode. Just, move on. And he did. He moved on and just focused on his career.
If y'all think we're lying.
And like somebody said in the chat, we've shown grace to all of these people when we don't have to, especially since some of y'all like to fuck around and be devious on your, to a large degree, even when there has been certain attempts where y'all was trying to be cute, even with dark crimes or trying to trap or see where our mind is. You want to know where our mind is? We don't care. Okay? We know what y'all are doing. Just go move on.
Also,
and we don't want to be a part of it.
shit is right. And I do also want people to understand the grace could be in, like, if I was riled up to do something and then I decide not to. There's other situations where that has happened. I'm not going into detail about that. But I also want niggas that think they cute. I want y'all to understand, bro. Who says that y'all not boring to me? Like, even when people say, hey, man, y'all need to do this. Why aren't y'all doing this? Bro, who says I want to be involved with your fantasy? I think also we can be very self-centered in online. You know, we got to be honest about that. You got to even ask yourself, okay, when I'm trying to get thought crime, I do think people need to understand, like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, most of this shit is genuinely boring to me. It's boring. Now, we're sitting there, we'll address this because we already know what we're seeing. And no matter if we're talking about something like what we talk about with Ryan Clark, who overall has been a positive representation for black men and black women in media. All right. He's been, heavily promoted of black women in sports punditry, which there's an overall bias there. Right. They didn't even believe in black women sports pundits when it came to the WNBA. They tried to give it to Shannon Sharp. But I do want people to try to kind of understand is that you guys are just not interesting. Like, I genuinely don't even care what the angle is that folks are trying to do. But I'm like, bro, y'all are not interesting. Y'all about as just as boring as dry paint. And it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? But with that being the case, that's why y'all are going to be seeing probably a little bit more random aggressive people popping up in the chat because that's how they deal with black people in the industry. You know, they don't know how to humanize black talent, black gifts. They don't know how to deal with black artists.
They don't know how to humanize themselves.
Yeah, so the only thing they know is Stephen from Django. Yeah, what y'all niggas doing? Now what? Right? And, that's why a lot of times men rule them, and other men rule them. And unfortunately for black men in the industry, you're being ruled by men that at least have enough common sense to not genocide their women. Black men in the industry every day genocide black women.
You're genociding each other too in that
right.
industry on what the mother groups want.
Yeah, so y'all gonna see more of that because there's some stuff going on in the background, even pertaining to 2024, and people are trying to suit up, boot up, and get ready to get rolling. And all I'm saying is, all y'all doing is fertilizing the soil for a body to drop in hip hop. And I know for some people that got here in 2024, they're like, bro, like, what's going on with y'all? Y'all not. We know what we know. We see what we see. And if anybody that's dealt with this platform, if we've called something, you got to think about some of the stuff we haven't said publicly. So, again, make your money. Black woman, black man, do what you need to do. But as far as anybody line pressing with thought crimes, ineffective, irrelevant, not interested, and y'all are fucking boring. I'm going to be honest with y'all. But continue to lay down every soil for that body to drop in hip-hop because it's going to happen. And it don't matter how many shows people throw. The industry, there are billionaires, we told y'all, there are billionaires in the industry that make the final call, final judgment, final decision. And when they feel that it's time, a lot of folks in the industry know when things are about to take place.
They make decisions on regular people dying.
Every day.
They made decisions on the people of the kids in Gaza dying. Yep. They make decisions to fuck up your liver and kidney. To Prince's point, industry people, celebrities are so fucking egotistical. Like, oh, someone is after me. They're after everybody.
Dog. Like, what you talking about?
You're not special.
You're not special.
I mean, billionaires, trillionaires making decisions on what people don't get their medication and die at the hospital. Mm-hmm. Or what people, die because of poison in the food. What celebrity didn't do what they wanted them to do, or maybe they did and still killed them. You're not that's why also another thing about hip hop media, y'all guys gotta like think outside of the box.
They loosen up.
These rappers are not special when it comes to death.
No.
Death comes for everybody eventually. We all die. Some of us are lucky enough to grow old and die. But everybody dies. And then when it comes to people being targeted,
that's all American
everybody
citizens.
Is targeted. You think that celebrities are fucking special when Bill Gates sticking needles up people's asses?
Imagine Bill Gates saying, hold on, poison everybody, but leave Chris Brown alone.
It don't work like that.
Don't work that way. And, I get it. Like there is a dumbing down effect across, all forms of media, including in hip hop. So, what you're regulated to is what you'll be experiencing, and that will be your perspective. But realistically, for what's going on, and you guys are going to see more Aggie people pop up in the chat because folks want you to make a decision on things. And like I said, realistically, there's just been no respect, and they deal with black artists, they deal with black people the same way. And again, a rapper or a celebrity, they're not unique to being monitored.
Yeah, Dame Dash got allegedly he got diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, that's what he talked about.
Yeah, he said he got diabetes. Yeah.
People
go through it.
Are getting killed, famous or not.
Yeah.
Based already off of the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Based off of even organic food being poison.
Some of the stuff we talked about, yeah.
I mean, the NSA is not just focusing on celebrities. The whistleblower already discussed that. NSA is focusing on any and everyone. Darren Sills wasn't even a celebrity, and he was murdered.
But, yeah.
There were 2 black women who blew the whistle on Flint, Michigan about the dirty water. They ended up dead.
Yeah,
again, it's just that narcissism for celebrities. They act like their life is more important than everybody else, and your life isn't. There are people actually out in this world who do way more important things who end up dead. No offense, but it's true. There are people who are actually scientists who made inventions that were going to help the general public that got killed so their technology can be stolen. The security guard actually out there in Tops grocery store, he was very important. His son and himself, they were working on hydro cards, and he ended up getting murdered by a white supremacist. The world doesn't focus just on y'all. Now, this platform talks about everything. Yeah, sometimes we talk about y'all, but we've never, in the years of doing this, just talked about y'all. And secondly, a lot of people just organically came to us talking about y'all, too. We're not in the industry. We're really not. We're not in the industry. Industry people just like to talk to us about y'all. And one of the reasons why they probably do is because they know we're not a part of the industry. Maybe, I don't know if it's therapeutic. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but that's just what it is. Okay?
Yeah. So, oh, yeah. What Cindy's talking about, Tate, with the shooting in Buffalo, unfortunately, with those beautiful black souls, bless the dead. One of the brothers, I believe his name was Aaron something. I can't remember. Forgive me. So maybe somebody remember in the chat. But he was basically an engine that was powered by water. And that wouldn't be the first time to that degree. A lot of times, gas and oil industry, through subsidiary or shell corporations, they'll buy out the technology. Maybe you'll see them in the newspaper like, hey, little black kid in Fresno, a company decided to, purchase their technology. And then what they'll do is they'll go shelf it. Okay. And they shelve a lot of alternative technology because one of the more powerful lobbyists in this country is oil and gas. I mean, it's literally like none other. And so what we do know historically, strange things do happen to a lot of inventors, especially the black ones, that are part of creating some sort of technology that could disrupt an industry. So that's what took place.
Especially
and
with the scientists.
They said his videos are still on YouTube. Shouts out to Noah. Go ahead, Sam.
Black, white, Asian, the ones who also come up with technology for free energy.
Yeah,
because
so
you've heard the audios we played. A lot of people in power, they're about control.
It's just about control
and squeezing the life force out of people. So when you have people who have the talents and gift to free people,
they come after you
with free energy. Yeah, they come after people.
Yeah, people got to understand, like, bro, charisma in this country, and there's many ways charisma can be shown through your art and gift. You may not be a public speaker, but your art could be very powerful, and a lot of times your art could stand over even sometimes the most charismatic or loudest speaker. You can be a target if you're not cooperating with a particular gang. It's just like prison. That's all it is. And a lot of times you'll see those tactics in all areas of media, realistically. And for some of you all, you guys are just clicking on your different, content creators, people that you like. But we're just telling y'all there's some other things that always have been going on for a moment. And people don't see talent. They see tools for deception. And that's all it is. They don't see talent.
Great way. Don't skip past that.
Yeah, they see tools as a deception, and it's gotten so weird that even when Sin and I casually make jokes or spoofs or cartoons, like, people really get tight about stuff because they just assume, are you going to have a campaign against me, or can I use you in a campaign?
Yeah,
and it's most unfortunate that's what it's been reduced now to the space. But we did forewarn everybody that was going to be the case.
And they do it. Sometimes Prince and I just be guessing. Sometimes nobody tells us shit. Y'all saw the video when we said the game was going to come after Rick Ross. We're not industry people. We didn't talk to nobody. We're like, just based off of the game's behavior, he's gonna.
All right, Ariel, go ahead, Sam.
He's gonna go after Rick Ross, and he did. Zero insider information, nothing. It just looked like that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, and also that's a skill in itself. Calling probability and forecasting is a skill. You also have analysts that do that also, and like I said, when you're black, unfortunately, even really is going to be a lot of our black faces, now the white lips, they're going to try to lowball you with a price. The black nigga is going to try to muscle you. It's the craziest shit. And, and then people are like, well, why won't you put up with that? Nigga, please. All right. So that does go on, and you're going to see more Aggie energy because some things have already popped off behind the scenes. You guys will probably see it in about a week, 7 days tops, where you're going to see something pop off again in hip-hop and rap music. That's because there are fights and little moves being made behind the scenes. And just because you don't hear from certain artists doesn't mean their team and themselves are not fucking around with each other. Folks, I want to be clear. All these people that y'all seen have been caught up in this, like Sin say, this hip hop storm. They all fuck with each other behind the scenes. Not talking about they like each other. I'm talking about doing little shit to each other behind the scenes. They all collecting data on each other. They're all blackmailing each other. And the fans, though, they come in and think like this person's innocent and that's the villain. And that is completely not what y'all think it is. And because of that, that's why you see like restrictive talk on industry podcasts, and so y'all even saw it on Backfield when 38 was going off and he shot up one of the hosts, the one with the curly hair. The guy said, "Hey man, we blacklisted," and he was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'm just checking."
It is stifling. It is stifling independent media because now you see idiots talking about campaigns. Oh, you did this campaign.
Do y'all know what a campaign look like?
Things that people were doing already. Now it's a campaign. And also, who the fuck are you to cry about?
Tell me who
all of y'all got blood on y'all hands. Y'all are very vicious people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Y'all wish death on people, and you have the audacity to talk about somebody doing a campaign against you. Ooh. And every moment you get, you don't even know how to regulate your emotions.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Cali. Says the guy's name was Aaron Salter Jr. But go ahead. Sam.
That's where y'all quickly go with it. Like,
well, see,
a lot of y'all have impulse issues, and I personally don't know how people can stay around y'all. Well, for money, trying to get money.
Scraps and hookers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, again, I don't think people even know what a campaign a lot of times in hip hop really looks like. Y'all have seen them, but a lot of the campaigns are the real good campaigns. I'll put it to you this way. The real good campaigns are the ones y'all are having fun participating in. I still think,
they got everybody in
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I want to say this one more time. The really good campaigns
they got us a little bit too.
Is the ones that y'all are having fun with. And it's a script that everybody participates in, and y'all just do it naturally. Those are the real campaigns. Me having a difference of opinion against Charlemagne or academics or Ebro, Laura Styles, whoever you can put up in hip-hop media, that's not a campaign, nigga. That's human behavior. People been disagreeing since the days of Kemet in Sumeria. What are you talking about? Don't put your hut next to mine. Get this away. Hey, really? I wish you would try. Right? So that's what people don't understand. But there's some campaigns that are actually very big right now that a lot of people are having fun in. And while they're having fun in that campaign, they're coming to people like Thought Crimes and saying, y'all are having the campaign. No. Actually, when there's an on-stated industry campaign, you would typically see 2,000 plus people in the chat if we were to buy into that.
No, in fact, our numbers went down by y'all bloodsuckers. Y'all annoying. And 2023 was actually better. Like, even people who are so arrogant, they be like, yo, Drake gives y'all stimmies for views. No, he doesn't. Historically, the 3 rappers that we talked about that we got the most views on was actually Diddy, Jay-Z, and Nas. And also we did, pretty good with 50 Cent. Yeah. But and not to say that Drake don't do nothing. Like, I would say he's probably like around 6th, 7th place or something for our channel. But it's like just every
as far as views, he wasn't in the top 3.
No. Not even during the battle. No.
Not even doing
when we were getting millions of views, from 300,000 to 1 million, they were all on 50, Diddy, and Jay-Z and Nas, So, but people are really arrogant, and then also to the whole Vengers who are constantly fucking crying. Our channel has been pretty much 50-50 on Jay-Z. 50% of our content on Jay-Z is not negative, and then 50% of it, I guess you will consider negative because of us breaking down the crime element, alleged element, and music, and
really not even that, Sid.
What?
No, it was really just the NFL thing. Because all the other shit that come along with Jay-Z, like...
No. But we talked about the whole thing with Nas and Jay-Z, too. Even though we did make fun of Nas, too. Because he was like, Martin Luther King died. Even also, like, the Drake people crying, you the Queen Bee. No, actually, same thing. Pretty split down the middle with him. Split down the middle for most people. I would say the only person who probably had the most negative stuff, because people kept saying to us that he just done so much evil stuff, probably would be Diddy.
No. What she's saying is right. Just to be clear about that,
especially Russell Simmons. We had so many victims come to us and say that Russell Simmons was doing things to them.
And niggas don't even care about his dirty feet anymore.
No, black people don't care about
Black
Russell
people
Simmons
do not
no
care
more.
about Russell Simmons anymore. All right.
They actually don't.
No. Just to put it in perspective, and I'm gonna say this just realistically. Drake and Kendrick, as far as either one of them by themselves, never garnered us the most views. Whether you do a negative video against Drake or a negative video against Kendrick, it don't do shit for our channel.
And also, people always pocket watching. It didn't bring no money for us either. I don't know. We already got in trouble with the Palestine thing. So people like, well, you made money, and like,
no, not during the battle. We didn't. No, we didn't.
So, hop off of that.
Right. Yeah. So just to be clear about that, no, it never did that. And when we did more favorable videos towards Jay-Z, and that just deals with covering the art and some of the other stuff, those videos, we actually got the most views off those videos. So look, like I said before, I think a lot of times it's usually self-centeredness, and I do think the superfan culture has taken away a lot of common sense. But no, realistically, shit, man, y'all tripping, bro. Ain't that? Y'all gotta understand, even like through our tenure, there wasn't much. There's things you could narrate about Kendrick, Drake, Game, and all these people, but you actually have to be a little bit more creative versus than just outright hate on them. You know, and that's not a guarantee for views. So
Dom said, "What about Kanye? He did okay for us. He did okay."
Yeah, Kanye was all right, but that was actually we got the most views from Kanye was when him and Jay-Z were beefing. Realistically.
No, that's true.
Now, if you make a video like about like for us, because people also think like, well, I'm gonna take your idea. That probably won't work for you. That's not how it works on YouTube.
Take an idea. You don't know if you're gonna get hit by a bus. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it don't really work that way. Like whatever is your specialty for whatever dynamic, how you narrate someone, you still got to come up with your own identity. But I know for us, when we cover certain things with Kanye, we know what works exactly. You know, but no, for people thinking like campaigns or any of the niggas y'all mentioned, you put a hate video out there about them, I'm gonna be honest, it don't do nothing. That's why people talking about campaign. I'm like, bro, actually, y'all are still on campaigns. And one of the greatest campaigns of all that everybody, for the most part, has been participating and enjoying is suffocating independent media.
Oh yeah, now they don't want you to make fun of Kendrick and Drake and Jay-Z and J. Cole and all this. Like, oh, come off it. People, we're going to have fun with our animations and stuff like that. And we're going to have fun doing what we do. I mean, people are just going to have to get over it. Now you're trying to police, digital police. Like, it's ridiculous.
No, we didn't do that too. True, that wasn't us. No, we didn't even get that wasn't us. But I get what you're saying. There's again, people consume so much of that content, like people bleed in because I've seen people say that we said something, it was someone else, and then they've said someone said something, it was actually us. So you know,
there's a lot of confusion.
Shouts out to Too True, but nah, man. No, that didn't happen for us.
No, some of the videos we don't even have public no more because we got in trouble with YouTube. Like even when we talked about like Birdman.
Oh yeah.
And did he now? You know.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, got flagged. People are so
Yeah, one of the greatest campaigns that they're
running.
running.
Politics get flagged the most.
Yeah, realistic as y'all saw, So again, we like to still have fun. I don't have what is that? So much pain in his life. No, I don't have that. No, Cindy and I, we actually enjoy. We have fun with what we're doing. That's why a lot of the energy is loose. But I know the more like comfortable that people see that we are, like we're gonna have more angry people coming in. Again. Like I said before, I don't really fuck with a lot of the niggas like that because they're not respectful, and I've seen them talk to mediocre white folks with more respect. I'm not from that, I'm from the South, so we don't play all those games. You got to keep it trill across the board with us.
But it's interesting how sensitive they are when they disrespect people all the time in their music. It's like it's crazy. Like even I don't know if it was really Chris Brown, but he said, take my face out the thumbnail. Why?
Usher got his butt on the bed.
Then this person kept saying, you don't like Chris Brown, you hate him. See you. I was like, I don't have nothing personal against.
I don't know Chris Brown. I don't know him.
We said to the person, why are you crying to us when some platform is making money with these allegations? And also the audacity to cry about independent media. If allegations are out there, people are going to talk about it, whether it's traditional media or new media. I don't get this.
Right. Well, sometimes people
delusional outlook that
Right.
somehow is just new media. Now, don't get me wrong, new media does have its own power, and certain narratives.
It has a lot of power. It has no. It does. Yeah.
A lot of narratives do get out there that
Yeah.
people don't like, and I know people are taking it serious
That's why
now.
Jay-Z outside fighting.
But it still starts from the industry. Like Hovenger's crying. Anything that's negative about Jay-Z came from the industry.
From
What
his
the fuck
end.
are you bitching about? When people say things about Jay-Z and R. Kelly, it's due to Nas.
Yeah.
When people talk about anything negative about Jay-Z, is from the industry. When anybody say anything negative about Drake, it's from the industry. When people say anything negative about Kendrick, it's from the industry. When people say anything negative about Nicki Minaj, it's from the industry. It's like, I do think there's some type of weird
It's entitlement saying.
affliction
Yeah.
that they really think it starts with independent media and then the industry. No, most of the people in independent media who talk about these things, they're from the culture, so they remember Nas on Hot 97, yelling and spitting on the mic, talking about, and you know what R. Kelly did, and da 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 da. People remember when Prodigy and Jay-Z got into it. Prodigy also talking to Wendy Williams. Everybody remember Wendy Williams gossiping and all the things that she said. It's very rare that a story just starts from independent media. Most of this stuff is just cultural receipts or timelines that get it brought up. And also people who got kicked out of the industry or who had change of heart. Like, bodyguards come in. I saw Diddy put his finger in somebody's butt. Bodyguards on, on social media talking. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
the
it's just
paranoia they have, it don't even have any intelligence to it, because you would think,
Right.
instead of crying about independent media, you should be looking at what is leaking from the industry.
I don't care what they do.
I'm just saying, it just don't make no sense.
Yeah, I just want them to understand, like, bro, I don't care. I don't care. That's just genuine my attitude. I don't even give a fuck if y'all ever figure it out.
And then they try to blame the fans, though. I'm just saying, they blame other people. And
I
it's
know,
like,
Sam.
it's
I know.
the industry peers. Like, they keep it going 24/7. And then they try to blame the fans, and they try to blame independent media. And it's like, then they try to say, the platforms who start the genre are usually platforms that are from the industry or trying to get in the industry.
Yeah. Look, I don't take away with what you're saying, love. You know me. I just don't. I don't care. And I think that's a hard pill to swallow, that some people just don't care. That's what I said, bro. Some people actually are just free thinkers. Do what you want to do. If you want to ride every day for Drake, Kendrick, Jay, Nicki, Nas, whoever, have at it.
That Barb
You know
who
what I'm
got
saying?
kicked out, though, she did make me laugh.
Yeah, y'all do what y'all need to
Nicki
do.
and them was like,
you got to understand that.
You all for the Barb Allen, and she was crying. This fan said her whole life couldn't be me.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, because there's other things you're still gonna have to keep. Because I'm telling y'all know when we all move away from this moment here in harmony that we all here, we're blessed to be here with each other. You all, even if we don't know each other, right? At the end of the day, bro, y'all got to get back to y'all bills. Some of y'all got to go back to finish having sex. Some of y'all got to go back outside. Some of y'all got to go back to work. Some of y'all got to go and figure out, what am I going to do on my off day? We have our life to live, and if, the better we can kind of understand that about ourselves, this is all digestible, So like I said, we covered the Ryan Clark situation. Mamdani is calling for the arrest of the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. KEEFE D, they're still putting out new evidence, and there's going to be a real big situation with that. And, we told you guys early on, pay attention. There's going to be some situations that go on. All right. Just like we told y'all, hey, man, it looks like, y'all going to have some funny situations. We reported. We said, hey, y'all meet us on Patreon. Something is going to be taking place.
To your point, there's no accountability.
The Big U situation took place.
Because, like, even with the Big U thing, is people from the industry or that underworld talking online.
Yeah, they are.
KEEFE D talking online. Reggie Wright talking online.
Yeah,
I do find it interesting, like, this obsession of blaming fans and obsession with scapegoating independent media. It's like all y'all do for the last 20 years is yap on the internet. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's what I said. At some point, like, you just don't have to. I don't care. And I think Sin, man, bro, we didn't have people keep arguing. I've had rappers argue with me before I met Sin. Like,
but it's funny though.
What are you doing? And I'm like, listen, it's not even being nonchalant. Let me be clear about that. It's not me nonchalantly disregarding what goes on in these people's spaces. I have my life to live. Sin has a we got to do other things.
It's funny because they be paranoid. It's like, what are you paranoid about? You should obviously know where it's coming from. Whack 100 talking. Everybody from the industry have been talking online for an extremely long time. Yes, it's on steroids now, but
you got to understand, Sin, just to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what my point is. They don't know. Like, when all of that shit floated up, Charlamagne thought it was squarely focused on Wendy Williams' husband. He was doing some funny shit in the background, but actually the niggas that was harming Charlamagne are the ones he's still cackling and laughing with right now.
Yeah.
I want y'all to, I'm trying to get y'all to understand it's not being nonchalant. It's like, realistically, you ever loan money to somebody and they're bad with their money?
They were from the industry too, yeah.
Right? You loan money to someone and like, hey, bro, I really just got to pay my bills. I'm behind on my rent. Boom, 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 boom. They go buy some alcohol and they chill on the corner looking at fat leg women running by, right? Then they come back to you like, bro, man, I'm down again, dog. Like, what you going to say? Like, man, get away from me. That's what the industry is. Most of the people that get them are riding next to them. Most of the people, even if y'all look publicly of what y'all seen in recent years, go look at how somebody that had power ended up in a situation where they were getting X'd out in the industry. It was somebody or somebody's
picture right next to them.
It was yes.
Yeah.
It was somebody or somebody's
with
that set them up. Yes, Young Dolph is one. There's Nipsey is one of many.
Harvey Weinstein even though he really was sexually assaulting women.
Yes.
But his information was put out there because somebody close to him got tired.
Yeah,
because they have open secrets in the industry. They all know when somebody's doing something.
Some
I
of
shouldn't
them,
say
yeah.
they all. Most of them know.
Most of them know, or at the least they've heard.
Right.
They've heard it more than 3 times.
They keep the secret until somebody get done up by somebody next to them.
We can talk about it now, right?
And they never look to see who's close to them. They always look for like people who are obviously not next to them. You're trying to, like, even look how slow that guy was with you campaign. So 99% of the time, y'all get killed or somebody, stolen from by somebody who's close in proximity to you. But you're worried about people who are not in close proximity to you because they say things you don't like. Okay. All right. I'm done.
So, yeah, but yeah, there's more little ugly stuff that's going to be coming out. And, people are going to be trying to press folks with no power. And, again, like I said before, there's nothing I can do for that, And respectfully, y'all are very disrespectful, and I keep it at that. That's why a lot of times I'm not sweating any of this. People make up shit all the time, because of some folks are going back and probably seeing since 2017, like, oh, okay, so what's up with these 2 niggas here? They've been, like, on point, and they've been more antagonistic, So what we get usually, I don't really care about it, but we usually get, like, when something's been made impactful, people try to do the silent treatment with us. I don't care for the applause. I didn't ask for it. That's not what we do this for. You get what I'm saying? But people do know what goes on with us all the time, right? So just people kind of have a funny way of trying to acting like, well, I don't see y'all. I don't know y'all. I says, don't believe that.
But they don't know us.
They
see us. That part is true, but they don't know us.
You get what I'm saying? So I would say you don't believe any of that. Okay? They in the same black spaces online as y'all. And some of y'all, they was like, what, P Solo? I was like, yes, no, they're looking, I'm telling y'all, they're looking at the same black YouTubers y'all are looking at. A lot of times they fall on the same black account.
Somebody told us that a long time ago.
They got nothing to do. And I knew that
because
even
they
when
do have a team that do everything for them. Yeah,
they have what they call them social media producers.
even in their personal life, they have people.
Yeah, they got people, man, and they got people that send them shit all the time. You know, but what they're supposed to maintain is this allure or this illusion of distance between them and you, that y'all aren't doing the same thing. When in reality, they have burner accounts. In actuality, they have bookmark accounts. They'll bookmark a post and they'll go back and check on the account to see what this person said about them. Sometimes the accounts that they're monitoring may have 36 followers. All right, I'm just being honest with y'all.
To say they bring it on themselves. I'm not shedding no tears for none of these celebrities because they just too narcissistic. It's like they think everybody just can't talk about the music. No, y'all industry podcasters and you industry people, y'all are full of drama. Then y'all try to psychologically gaslight people to act like they are full of drama. If your life is full of drama and people talk about it, you're the fucking problem. And there are a lot of people who can dissect y'all music. That's not hard to do. Prince and I have dissected a lot of people's music. It's not that hard to do. But some of the dramas in y'all music.
Well, yeah. So you know.
But then if you talk about
drill,
right? If you talk about it, then they like, oh, you full of drama, bro. The drama is in the fucking song. What we talking about?
Don't care. I keep saying that don't care. Like we will communicate with y'all because I'm just letting you guys. Y'all going to be seeing some itchy niggas pop up in the chat trying to, you know, because notice now I don't have academics in the thumbnail. We got Ryan Clark, we got Tupac, and we got Mamdani. Where's academics' face? I want y'all to think about that. And y'all seen that before. Sin and I were not talking about nothing with fucking Drake or Kendrick, and somebody tries to force us to talk about the situation.
Oh, but next time around, we do have something for y'all who keep trying to do this.
So
okay, people are not going to keep acting politely to maintain boundaries. I know y'all don't understand that because y'all usually have friends and stuff that, you know, violate people's boundaries all the time. But leave it there. You guys have any last things to say?
Well, I'm going to say this too. I'm not asking for anything from none of you niggas. When I go across y'all heads publicly, it'll be out of love. All right? Because you should know better. And your grandmama whooped y'all asses better before. And y'all know better than that. Y'all granddaddies done beat y'all asses better than that. Y'all get y'all grown asses online on the internet because ain't nobody whooping y'all asses anymore. But when I go across niggas' heads, it will be out of love. All right? Just to say that realistically. Besides, when it does happen, it will be with some of y'all top dog niggas, okay? So y'all got a lot of stuff cooking. There's going to be a lot of goofy shit happening in the next 7 days with a lot of these niggas. And all I tell for you all as listeners, do not get caught up in it. If you want to have fun, investigate, look at shit, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not asking for anything politely of anything. I don't do what anybody tells me to do. That's just how I move, all right? Not into it, not a slave, not a Slavic. Y'all not the Moors, okay? Y'all know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being the case, we'll pay attention to the Mamdani situation. We'll pay attention to the Ryan Clark situation. The Ryan Clark situation does speak to the greater issue. This is why, once again, you're seeing a lot of industry people. They are on YouTube, and they have that fiscal opportunity. Like we said with the quote-unquote loudmouth black activists that claim they hate the Republicans, the white Republicans. Y'all have talked about all of these black people trying to make deals across party aisles, whether it's the left or the right. And then behind the scenes on the golf course, y'all talk about black people like a dog, and y'all do business with the racist rights because y'all don't see color. It's a social construct. Okay? So like I said before, you're going to be seeing a continued washing away with all of that. So whatever the case is going on, you guys are going to see more of these people falling into y'all spaces, probably biting up y'all style talking points because, as they said, old media is collapsing. All right. And you see what's going on with Sam Altman and OpenAI and the whole conversation surrounding Anthropic right now. And if you think we're lying, all you got to do is go pay attention to what took place. I believe, what is it? I think I want to say South Korea. I want to make sure I get my markets correct.
When the Asian market started to plummet?
Yeah, right now there's an issue. They had what was called Black Monday. They actually have done with the two major companies there. I believe one of them is Sony. Yeah. But that's what we're on steroids here. So all that has to happen is one of the potential investors may say for this round, Sin, they may say like, well, you know what, instead of 10 orders here, we're going to do 5. And that could trigger a bubble collapse in the market.
A lot of people have a lot of fear and anxiety right now, though. You can feel it, like it's a very strong anxiety and fear. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting our independent platform with the super chats and also the people who are on
thank
our
you very
Patreon.
much, KJ. That is it, Samsung. Thank you. But go ahead, Sin.
And people who've been supporting us also on the Patreon and also on our merch. We appreciate it. You know, we try to keep the comedy, you know, and happiness going on. People don't want you to be happy, but I feel good today. It's a great day, even to be able
Fantastic.
to have these conversations with y'all. And
100% homegrown humans.
And for y'all in the chat to have y'all diverse opinions, even the troublemakers. You know, mind your manners though. But I definitely love talking to y'all, and
we just wanted to clarify that.
And doing this with y'all. So much appreciated.
Absolutely. And again, just to be clear, if you guys have been paying attention the last couple of streams, niggas keep bringing up academics to us. For what? I don't care. All right. He's not in the thumbnail. There's nothing to talk about for us on this end. Sin and I have been moving in our own spaces for a minute anyway. So, again, that's industry niggas and industry lackeys assuming that they're supposed to tell other black people what to do. I've told y'all several times before, that does not work with me. And I did not grow up with that way. All right. So have some dignity for yourself and some self-respect. Mind your manners. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves. And again, Sin and Beamer, you guys will be live on Friday at 6:15 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes. 6:00 p.m. We'll be live on the Esoteric Tier.
Yes.
Everybody really enjoyed last Friday, and we'll try to, you know, conjure up some more topics and subjects that y'all will enjoy for Friday's show.
All right. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and we are out. One love. Y'all go. Peace.
Thought Rhymes. Thought Rhymes. Thought Rhymes. Thought crimes.
Oh my god, what's this? Oh my god, what's this?
And I sing happy, and I sing happy, and I sing happy, and I sing.
Thought crimes.
We are all the same. We are all the same. More group.
Coming through your airwaves. All right, now I'm here to kick the ballistics. Check out Thought Crimes. Are you following me? Coming through your airwaves. Coming through your airways. You ain't gonna get me with that one.